This is not too bad, but it's just like, why am I
Ella.
nuts? Why am I nuts? You know, like
It's
it's
the
like a
favorite.
mantle.
Ella, get
It's
down.
just, oh, thank you. But
Can make it work.
I don't even remember where I was going with that because I got dog on my nuts. So I was trying to.
I got my nuts clawed at Jess's house.
I don't know.
Podcast title.
Podcasts and stuff. We just started.
Podcast.
That's fine.
That was
That's
the
fine.
real one.
That's all good.
Podcast. We're doing a podcast.
All right. Who am I here with today?
Jessarae.
Who is Jessarae?
That was a good question.
Yeah, man.
Like currently, present day, I don't know.
Okay, how about not currently? I've never been told that before.
Well, I just mean like, because I feel like if I watch this podcast in like 20 years,
I shouldn't have done it.
and I'm like, who was Jessarae in her late 20s? My definition then is going to be way different than what it is now. But right now, like, I don't know how accurate it would be. I'm a dog mom. That's accurate.
Okay.
And a regular mom.
I love that you listed the dogs first. That shows something.
Because out of sight, out of mind. She's in bed.
Got you. Right. Out of sight. Is that I won't even say that.
Shut up.
But here, so last time I was at, and well, you know, there's all this proper stuff, but here I gotta get some stuff out.
Okay.
I need to know what is one song that you will know that I can request next time I'm at Pete's, because the problem, a lot of it is my fault. I'm not a mainstream music listener.
Yeah.
So it was really hard for me to come up with the 2 or 3 that I suggested, because I was like, all right, humans like this. Like mass people like these songs.
Yeah.
Let me try them, and you didn't know none of them. And I have a little baby list here that I'm pretty sure there's one of them that you might know.
Okay.
I know you're not gonna like this, but it's a Piano Girl song, or know this song. I mean, but you're not. But it's a piano song, so you might. Tori Amos, Precious Things. You know it? I know it. I figured that. But this one's more popular, but old school.
I know of Tori Amos, but
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
any of her stuff.
Chris Isaac, Wicked Love.
No.
Oh God, come on. Do you know that song?
No.
Oh,
Not off the top of my head.
what a wicked thing to do. It's the song where the chorus basically, and I wanna fall in love.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, that song.
Yeah.
All right, how about, and then this is modern day. You gotta know this one. Rihanna Work.
I don't know that Rihanna song.
God damn.
Well, that one's like a joke. I can throw that on top of anything where I'm like, work, 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 work. You see me dirt, dirt, dirt. And then I'll twerk, twerk, twerk. And then that's
I
all
want to
do.
hear. I want to hear the proper Jamaican.
No.
I want to hear that melody.
No. I do Love on the Brain.
What is
Just
what
like
is that?
very slow ballady.
Is that a Rihanna song? I don't know her discography like that. I'm not actually the biggest fan or
Oh,
something.
no. I don't know all of her stuff.
Yeah.
But that was just one that was like popular for like, 7 minutes. So I learned it. And played that a couple times. And then I do We Found Love. Everyone knows that one.
I don't know what that is.
We found love in a hopeless place.
That's Rihanna?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Kind of, I would say like, shoot. When was that? 2008? Probably way off. But
Yeah, I know. Okay, Umbrella.
I don't do that song.
Oh my gosh.
But also, every time that I take Ella anywhere
Oh my gosh.
and
Yeah.
somebody asks their name, what's her name? Ella.
Ella.
Ella. Hey, I'm like, oh. I named her Ella. Okay, backstory.
Do it.
Bowie, the first dog, really gonna bite me? Just chewing on me. Bowie was Ryan's name pick after the death of David Bowie, which is like one of his biggest idols. Ella was my name pick for her after Ella Fitzgerald. And then Violet, we just kept it as Violet. She.
So wait, did she come like that? Like as Violet? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. We just kept it. We liked it. Because Ryan got his pick, I got my pick for a name, and Lily wanted to keep Violet.
Gotcha.
So she got her pick.
It's like, what is this music crap you people are doing?
Right. Musician names.
Y'all know about this Crayola life.
Go. So no, I don't know any of those fucking songs.
How do I? Is there a Just discography or something that I can like? I'm sure you know one song that I would like to hear.
Maybe, but
it's just real hard because I can't, since I'm not of that world. It's like 40 times harder for me to pick a song.
That's
so I'm picking a song
that's
that
the
like
hard part.
people will know. But then it's like, all right, but you gotta know too. Versus like, well, I could just whip out my Spotify and be like, all right, you probably know one of these here, you know?
Yeah.
So this is hard, man.
No, it is. It's hard for me too because like in this industry, all the stuff that goes over really well, like some of these songs I've never even heard the originals of because they're so freaking old. And so I only know the piano bar version and I'm just like, okay, like people like to sing this crap. But there's a lot of stuff like that that's like kind of really outdated. So even for me, like the stuff that I have to learn is not the stuff that I like to listen to.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I want to go in there and like play the Strokes or like, you know, a lot more Etta James and Amy Winehouse and stuff like that. But no, it's like.
I mean, there probably was a point in time where at least Amy would probably be requested in there.
A little bit, yeah. Oh, people request Valerie a lot, which is convenient because that's like one of my favorite songs to play. So I like that one a lot.
All right, so.
But yeah, like all the stuff that I want to do, which is like artsy or like not artsy, but like, I don't know, more vocally flamboyant. That's not what that job calls for. So.
Okay. So let me try to take it back. And we'll work our way all the way forward. What
How far back?
How do you get into the music game, period, in life? Like, I mean, like, were you just always singing?
Yes. I was like, what is she doing over there? I have been singing since before I could talk. From my mom's point of view. I can't confirm that information.
Yeah, for sure. Just came out the womb like with an E note.
I guess. Just always singing. You know, it's funny. Okay. So my full name is Jessarae Tennille Bailey.
What's the Tennille?
After Captain and Tennille, which was my grandma's choice.
Well, yeah, that's lost on me. What is that?
They're like an old like duo.
Oh, okay.
A singing duo.
Okay. Foreshadowed.
Right?
Yeah.
Kind of funny. So yeah, Jessarae Tennille. So it's kind of in the cards. But yeah, I was always in choir. Played violin for a little bit in elementary school. Stellar on the recorder. Just kidding. Yeah. I sang like every grade. When I was in California, it was mostly like gospel, jazz, blues, kind of that wheelhouse. And then when I moved to Texas, it was very much like UIL classical performances, classical training, learning solfege, learning how to
Was
sight
that good or
read.
bad? Like that
It was
transition?
very
like,
different.
Yeah,
And it
but
was
I mean,
very
did you
hard.
like it or like were you annoyed by it?
So when I showed up, I was just like, I had never known not singing. And my choir director was like, no, you're not good enough to be in the best choir. Like, you don't know how to sight read. Like, you need to go down to the bottom one. And I was like, whoa, this sucks. Because she was like, and I was like, 16 with an attitude. So, of course, I did not take that well. But that was my, like, swift kick in the butt to be, like, the best freaking sight reader that she'd ever seen, you know? And so I learned really fast and I loved it and I got really good at it. And then I grew, really, grew a strong passion for classical music. Started that journey, that direction. Got a classical vocal trainer. She helped me out. That was cool. So I go through like pockets. Early music days was like more jazzy, loungy stuff. And then high school, early college was all classical. Operas, arias, singing in foreign languages and stuff like that. And then right out of college or at the end of college was Howl at the Moon. And then it was like, oh, all top 40s popular stuff that, I mean, I guess was cool like in the 90s when I was little and I didn't have a choice in what I listened to. But yeah, it's kind of funny. So now I'm in this weird spot where I'm like, what do I like now? Because I don't have somebody telling me what I have to do. So it's weird.
So there's a bunch, obviously me, Tomas, to keep it people but a lot of the scene that I'm in, right? Whatever little music thing happens to us where we're like, hey, and we want to do it and stuff. But you're getting like taught all this singing and stuff. Did you ever have this thought like, man, like I want to make it a living? Or even, I guess what I'm even more after than that, not the living part actually, is I want to create. Because there's a different mindset. Like you've probably spent more, you have spent, because I don't start doing music till early 20s, but you have spent more of your life doing this. But did you ever get that thing where it's like you want to create? Like I'm kind of like, I can't turn that shit off. Yeah. What I'm doing right now. You know what I mean? Like,
so for me, like, my passion is it's singing. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's someone else's song. I don't care if it's like a popular top 40 song. Even like I'll just sing along to tracks that don't have harmonies. I'll make my own harmonies. Like I just want to sing. I can't stop myself from it. The creative one is like way further down. I think. And I don't really know like what the whole list is. I was thinking about it today in the car. Because every time that I have a commute like that, like from Fort Worth or Houston, where I'm just in the car for 3 or 4 hours and I'm listening to all this music, I get super pumped up. And like I'll hear like certain phrasing or certain lyrics in a song. And I'm like, holy crap, like this just gave me an idea and I want to expand on it. And then I want to write it down. And a lot of times, so I bought like notebooks and stuff to keep all around the place.
Yeah.
So my problem is I'm crazy OCD about being organized. So that is way higher on the priority list of like keeping things tidy and putting them in their spot. But when I need a notepad and when I need to jot something down and get that thought out, it's not there because I put it away because the clutter is anxiety.
See, I think this is why we talked about this. I think it's not the same, but the phone is always on you. You're gonna have to just write it there or record it there or whatever, like. And then
it's so hard for me to rely on it for that.
I don't
know why.
But then later on, you can take the notebook from your tidy spot and then just transfer it from
the
phone.
No, you're right. Like, I don't know why though. Like that's just for some reason when I'm in that moment, like I have to physically have like pen and paper. And I don't know what it is about that feeling.
It is that classical training, man.
I don't know.
Even though you're singing, like I did a little bit comp there and they were like, no, pen and paper. They were like really trying to get you, even though there's digital versions of all that now, they were like really trying to get you to put that to task. So maybe some of that rubbed off.
I don't know. Like even when I'm doing just like I have to-do lists all over the house.
Yeah.
Some of them have the same thing on it. Some of them are different types of lists. Like some of them are just for work or just for Lily or just for like my grocery list. But like I have lists in every room of the house because I have to write it down. I can't put it in my phone. It was just so weird because I use my phone for so many things.
Yeah.
But for that, when it comes to like what's in here, getting it out, to like manifest with something physical, has to be written down.
How do me and Tomas trick you to write down, make a song with us?
Right. That's a very good question.
On one of these lists.
Dude, like, I'm trying to figure out, damn, there's so much dog hair on me right now. This is disgusting.
That's what dogs do, man. That's what, again, you keep questioning these dogs. Why are they being dogs?
What's wrong with you for being the creature that you are? See, all of this anxiety and OCD, cleanliness, orderliness,
you must
hair.
I hope we get to meditation at some point, but you must accept the unacceptable.
So hard. Maybe in my 30s.
Well, you don't gotta answer that. I was gonna say like how much longer is that, but that's.
No, I'm 29.
All right. Oh, so you're almost there.
That's
this year 30 or next year 30?
January.
All right, so you're almost there. Actually, you know what? I don't know your birthday, but I'll always know your birthday because I noticed it this year. Your birthday is my sister's birthday. So
what?
Yeah.
That's funny. 1, 2, 3.
Is that the date? Because I don't know my sister's birthday. I kind of learn
January
it.
23rd. So
I
mine's 1,
learn
2,
it
3.
when we're in January.
Yeah.
I'm that guy. I'm very bad. Like my mom, my brother.
That's hilarious.
I don't know anybody's birthday. I'm like, even the guy who's helping me on my resume. That's kind of pretty much, might as well just be my best friend. Known him since first grade. His birthday is the week of Comic-Con usually. I don't know if it's gonna be July somewhere, because I was trying to really get like, is it July? But I was like, you know what? I was at Comic-Con and then I was at his birthday, so it's
Everyone's
Comic-Con.
birthday. I don't know why.
I can't do that. My mom and my aunt, Thanksgiving, literally it's Thanksgiving, day after, then the day after that. They're all together. So I'm like, it'll be one of those days. Just be ready. You know, like, be ready.
Mentally prepared. Like, I know it's coming up.
Yeah.
Don't let him get you with a left hook.
That's it. Yeah, I just kind of time frame them, and then, you know, people bring it up, and then you
I think that's a typical dude thing.
Is that
I don't
what it
even
is?
mean that like in a sexist way. Like, I just think like women, for some reason, like we place this importance on dates because we place an importance on being prepared and having things completely ready before that time. Whereas guys are like, well, as long as I'm in the ballpark, it's fine.
Yeah. To quote,
because I haven't met, like, I really don't know if I could name any dude off the top of my head that I've ever met that's like knows the dates of very important events. Like,
I mean, when they matter career-wise, I bet you, right? Or something.
I don't know.
I'd like to think so.
Like you said, like general ballpark, because why would you need to know the specifics of, like, I had like Mandy, she cracks me up. She pins everything down. Like, she'll be like, you remember that one time in the summer of 2003 when we went to gyms? I'm like, how do you know what year it was? Like, so
well, I'm like that with memories, because I'll usually remember memories, but you see, like I'm not. I can't tell you the date.
Just like,
and I think to me,
of
most people are like that. But I'll be like, yo, man, remember when A, B, C, D, E? Like, I can't tell you like date and time and shit for the most part, but I'm like, yeah, we did that and shit. You know what I mean? Like, I can't tell you how we met, but I can tell you like the area, the resources. Down. Yes, please,
Ella,
just punch. This is not too bad, but it's just like, why am I nuts? Why am I nuts? You know, like it's like a mantle.
Get down.
Thank you. But
make it work.
I don't even remember where I was going with that because I got dog on my nuts, so I was trying to.
I got my nuts clawed at Jess's house.
I don't know.
Podcast title.
I don't know. I think I was saying like memories or something.
Yeah. Just how our brains work.
Like,
dates and all that stuff. Birthdays.
See, like, because like I can get to like a form of how to maybe why like I've met you or something. Like something, you know, in the lab and stuff. But I can't tell you the date or year or nothing.
Oh, no.
You know
No, I couldn't.
Or I can get like I can, because now I'm just loading up the database. So I can be like, all right, I can load up the area of like, all right, how I get you to become like more friends in the beginning. That's how we make the first song. Like recording in the lab, you know, like, so I can like pull from moments. They all exist. I could probably do that with everybody, like a database of people or something in my head. But
yeah, a lot of it just blends together after a while.
Yeah, man. I really was gonna go probably somewhere good, man. I dog nuts happened, so we'll go somewhere else. Anyway, how was it? I guess now, like, you transitioned from like, all right, I'm the singer, to like where you are right now. Now you're doing like all the instruments, you know. But it starts there, like. Is that like intimidating in the beginning? Did you even want to do any of that, or you was just like, it would be really cool if I could just sing and that's it? You know?
No, I mean, I would love to be a badass at everything. That would be freaking legit. You know what's funny is like, so I was walking down the halls one day of UTSA, and I was probably on my way to the lab, and I was walking past all of the practice rooms, and I heard everybody, doing their rehearsals and practicing their arias and everything that was coming up for, all the important gigs or whatever. I call them gigs now.
Yeah.
But
professional musician. That's the difference.
But no, and I like this feeling hit me where I was like, oh yeah, this isn't for me. Like, I am not going to be the next Renee Fleming. I'm not going to move to New York City. I'm not going to be this big Broadway star. I'm not going to be this sought after, like, coloratura soprano. Like I just, it wasn't even like self-deprecating. Like I know my abilities, I know my limits, I know what I want, and I didn't want that enough to work for it. And I didn't like how ugly the environment was.
How so? Do you mean like people just being nasty to each other and stuff?
It was just music is cutthroat and music is competitive. Oh, now they're gonna.
I know, it just looks hilarious. It just looks.
They're best friends. And Ella plays so gentle with her, and Violet's like, "I'm gonna kill you," and she's 5 pounds.
I feel like audio-wise, this will be the worst podcast because there's no visual cues to the dogs like doing stuff.
I was like, "Oh, stop, lick myself." And now I'm gonna put my head back.
It's just funny because like that's a big ass dog to be like playing with this.
And she starts it every time. Violet is the 5-pound dog.
Yeah.
Who's like, yeah, I see you, German Shepherd. Let's go. And Ella's so sweet to her. She's like, okay, we'll play. Okay, I'll try not to hurt you. It's really funny. They're best friends. Anyway,
but the cutthroatness.
It was just like so competitive and snooty and just like nose in the air of like who knows what random fact about, you know, the first opera singer of like, it's just all that stuff. I was like, I just want to sing. I don't care what it is. I don't care where it is. I don't care. I mean, I'm always attracted to very like lyrically powerful messages. I mean, I think a lot of people are like, shit, that resonates with you. But there was something about being in that environment that I was like, this is not what I want. Because when I do music, all I want is like happiness and that connection with people and like collaborating and being a team and just like having that euphoria feeling at the end of it of like, oh, we did this shit. That's not what it was in the music department when everybody's just like, I have to be number one. I have to be the best. That's the only way I'm going to get recognition. That's the only way I'm going to succeed. That just wasn't for me. So that moment happened and I was like, yeah, I'm out. Like, I'm not going to do music anymore. So I get my degree in psychology. I keep a minor in music. And then immediately after I graduate is when I found out I was pregnant. I get out of the bar scene because the first time I was at Howl, I was waitress. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was a waitress for a while. And then I was pregnant and I was like, oh, I'm not going to work at the bar when I'm pregnant. That's a bad look. So I leave, get a day job as like a receptionist. But then eventually, like, I think she was about to be 2 years old is when I like reached out to a general manager at Hal. I was like, hey, do you guys need piano players by chance? Like, just a shot in the dark. And at the time they were in desperate need and it just worked out. But it was kind of weird how that worked out. Like, because a music degree would have come in handy, you know? Yeah. But
that's crazy.
Did psychology. Didn't use that degree.
I'm there with you, and I did finance. Probably not using my degree.
Golly. But I mean, it was probably for a reason. Like, who knows where I would be? It's crazy how things work out. But going back to how was, this is gonna sound weird. It was like my last hope. I was in a really bad place. I was a single mom. I'm still a single mom. I now have my shit together. Kind of slightly. I'm drinking on a Sunday. But like, I don't know. I was just really trying to figure stuff out. I had been in the bar scene, I mean, since I was 19. And so all I really knew was like cocktail waitressing and serving. And, you know, I had this degree in psychology, but I was not interested in pursuing that field. I was not interested in 9 to 5. None of that was appealing to me. And like just the job field, like none of it was like areas of interest. And so, and I've always been like a social butterfly. So that's why I like nightlife. Cause I get to go and like have that connection and have this like awesome feeling of happiness and joy with other people. But, at the time, like I was in a really shitty place and this is the thing, like, I don't know what day it was. I don't know what year it was. I could like, you know, do the math and figure it out. But like I was on I-35 going southbound right around Thousand Oaks Drive. And this thought popped into my head where I was like, I have got to get a new job. Like I cannot, everything I'm doing right now is wrong. I hate this. I hate my life. And out of nowhere, it was like, you need to call and see if Howl at the Moon needs a piano player. Like, because that was already an offer for me.
The universe.
It was so weird. I haven't thought about that place in years. Like for, you know, it was crazy. It just popped into my head. So I like sent a Facebook message. I was like, hey, are you guys like hiring right now or doing training? And then it just went from there.
And you just auditioned on the piano.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then they were like, you know, once you learn X amount of songs, like then we'll start integrating bass and drums and just kind of learn as you go. And Hal was really cool with me. Like they lent me instruments. Like my entertainment director at the time, like gave me his personal keyboard and his stand and everything. And like had me bring it to my place to practice on. I'm pretty sure they lent me a bass at one point. Like they were really cool about helping me out and like giving me everything that I needed to get started. And I mean, like I really had an advantage having already worked there and knowing everybody.
Yeah.
So that was helpful. Because when I worked there as a waitress, I got up one night and sang. It was like a dead Sunday night or something. There were 3 people in the room and they were going to shut down. And I was like, oh, like, you know.
Let me get one in.
Let me sing a song, you know, this 19, 20-year-old or whatever. And I went up and I sang Fly Me to the Moon.
Oh.
Because it was like not a song that, I mean, I guess in some piano bars, yeah, maybe like the first hour of the night. That's like kind of a fun one to throw out. But at that time, like that's not what people were doing. It was, you know, dance music and
All right.
Bruno Mars and stuff, which is cool. But I was like, no.
But I would think that's a standard that somebody would request.
Occasionally. Yeah, like early night. Like if it's an older crowd, for sure.
Yeah.
But, and that was the thing I wanted to sing for whatever reason that night. And then they offered me a job and I was like, oh, like I have 3 months left to finish my degree. Like I don't have time to learn 100 songs. I'll hit you guys up after I graduate. And if there's still a position, cool.
Yeah.
And then I got pregnant. And so I was like, oh, all right, let's
Sidewind, sidetrack.
reset. Yeah. Navigate this thing.
But you fast forward to now. So now you play all 4 instruments, right? Call you well-rounded musician now.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Which one? What is your best? Is it piano?
I am a vocalist.
Okay, so you're like none of those.
No.
Okay.
Like I have been singing for upwards of 28 years. 27, 28 years.
Life.
That is my instrument.
Yeah.
My entire life is singing. After that, I picked up piano. And then bass and drums was kind of simultaneous. I like all of them. I still need to practice all of them. I still need to practice singing. I think there's so many, you know what I mean? Like, I am no virtuoso at any of them. I can get by. I can hang. There's always stuff to learn.
So now that you can play all of them, are you going to do like cool loop covers and become YouTube?
You know what though? Today I was thinking, I was like, I want to start with like 1 song a week where I do learn all the parts.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know how I would do it, but like, you know, maybe just record like, well, first I need my, I need to get like my keyboard amp so that I can like kind of plug everything in and get it situated. But my goal is like, I want to learn songs that I like from bands that I like and just shit that's fun that's going to get me pumped up. And then learn everything on piano, sing along with it, learn everything on bass, probably sing along with it or do background vocals or harmonies, and then learn everything on drums. And then like, maybe not loop it, but just have some silly compilation video and then post it to Instagram. And then I just want to tag the band to be like, hey, if you need a backup singer.
You should, yeah, man. You should totally
just to
do
be
that.
silly. Like, I don't know. I
My
want to do
friend,
music that...
I don't know if you ever met her, but y'all were in school around the same time. Jessica June Kim. She was a violinist.
Oh, I don't know.
She's Korean and she's into a bunch of like punk rock. She's from Austin, so she kind of had that like punk look.
Yeah.
And she's into like a lot of rap bands and stuff, but plays keyboard like pretty decently, and that would be what her gigging instrument was. It was the keyboard. But she does these videos even now, like especially with a band like Beach House. I'm not as familiar with them. I don't know if you ever heard of them. But she'll just do like 4 or 5 part videos, you know, like
I don't know how people do
all
that.
of them are playing at once,
Yeah.
you know, but she filmed all. It's all her though.
Mm-hmm.
But you know,
No,
piano
I've seen
parts,
those, yeah.
violin, you know, never singing. She ain't doing that. But like, but yeah, so just
That's
do 5
really
parts.
cool.
But you could do that with all the instruments, so that would be cool. There's a jazz guy too. Damn, I can't remember his name, but he's fuck, yo. He's like, you know, what a lot of us wish we could be if we actually put our like mind to it. He can sing like in between the notes, you know, like in between like the 12 tones or 14, whatever they are.
Mm-hmm.
But he uses like this weird harmonizer thing, and he'll just kind of like 5, 6, 7 voice like every song he does or every note and stuff, you know, like he's real good.
Stop.
It's not going to, man. It's giving you that look. You're the wrong one.
Right.
Why are you talking on
I'm
mics?
being a dog. What are you doing, Mom?
But yeah, man, you should totally do something. I mean, outside looking in, I feel like you're always gonna have like, you know, life to do stuff, and I'm over here like, you know, just being a kid, you know, making podcasts and music and stuff. So I'm always like, you should come play too. But
no, I wish. Yeah, no, it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah,
no,
man.
I really want to get in like a better habit of just like, and maybe that's the thing too. Is like I don't really have like a creative space. Like,
you have a house, yo. I mean,
yeah,
so you can make
I have
one.
a house that it caters to a 6-year-old. Look around. You know what I mean?
Just make one Zen spot.
That's what I'm saying. I don't have
the men
that.
make the what they call it, the man cave.
Yeah.
I mean,
no,
know,
I
like,
need
make
one. Like eventually, I'll have a guest room that I can utilize and.
Well, it might be good for you if you could like combine the practice, and you kind of do post like a practice video every now and then. But if you could combine like some of those as part of your practice, you know, that way you're like killing 2 birds with 1 stone or something, you know. So a few years ago, I don't even remember how we get to this, but I am one of these dudes that I'm always like I call myself like almost like Jehovah's Witnesses when it comes to yoga and foam rolling and like trigger point. Mm-hmm. So I'm always like, have you heard the good word yet about yoga? So somehow we were talking.
Yeah.
And we had like a long text message conversation about yoga or something and how you should do it. So first time you do yoga after we talk about it, or like what were you even thinking? You're like what the hell is this dude talking about yoga? Like what were you thinking? And like what did it feel the first time?
Well, that's the thing. Like, I don't really remember where I was at on my yoga journey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like...
But you weren't doing it already when I talked to you, or were you?
I don't think... Not the very first time, I don't think so.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to remember... I didn't start really seeking it out until I already got to Fort Worth. And I think we had already talked about that before. So I think it was because you turned me on to yoga with Adrian.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I started doing a bunch of those videos at home. And then I got pretty confident with it and I started getting pretty decent. My stamina was good. And then I started going to classes at the Y.
How's that? Because I still have probably not done more than like 5 or 6 classes in my life.
It depends on the location. It depends on the instructor. It depends on... I'm really weird. I like the whole setting, like what time, my class is at, and if the sun is setting and what direction it's setting and how hot it's going to make me. And because you don't think about that shit until you're in a studio and you realize, oh, the sun is beating down on my face right now. Okay. And like none of this is pleasant. Or like, I don't like, for me, like hot yoga would probably be the biggest mistake of my life. Like I'd probably have a panic attack if I tried to do that.
Some people like it though, because I guess it does something to you.
They love it.
And there's some studies I keep hearing like Joe Rogan and stuff. There's some studies that like does some real good shit to your body that
I bet it does.
That's all I can remember. Mm-hmm. So I can just only good shit, but it does something good to you.
Yeah. Also, it would drive me fucking crazy.
Maybe that's the goodness it's doing to you. Mm-mm. It's driving the crazy out of you. You haven't done it enough. You need to do like 5 times. All the crazy goes away. No.
I like my very basic, calm, gentle, love yourself yoga. I'm not trying to murder myself.
I've
to each his own, I guess.
Closest I come to hot yoga is when we have the AC off, and like that's it. I do want to do a class, just one. I don't need to do like 80,000. I just want to do one with Adrian herself because I'm like, she's in Austin. I'm like, why wouldn't I do?
So cool.
You know, she used to do, and she still does it, but she used to have like a Sunday one that I don't know. It's just lazy because I just don't want to get up early.
Yeah.
But it used to be like, sometimes she even does free ones on the weekend. You just have to like kind of monitor her social when they do.
Mm-hmm.
But more often than not, they're all early, and I'm just like, I was there.
Yeah. Most yoga people are early. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry.
I think 2 of the classes I've taken those with this girl called Echo.
Do you know, this is so weird.
Yeah.
Do you know Courtney Parnell? Are you familiar with that name by any chance?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So she's a good friend of mine whom I met at Hal years and years ago when I was a server. And she is a sponsored athlete. She is a yoga instructor. And she created her own company called Limitless SUP Yoga or SUP. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Probably SUP because there's no periods, right? But
does she live here?
She's been all over the map. I'm pretty sure that now she's living in Austin.
Okay.
Because last I knew she was... No, it's not. Yeah. She was in Colorado. But she's recently moved back to Austin.
Should link me. I'll get on my podcast.
It's the yoga that's on the paddle board, so you do it on the water.
Yeah.
And she came up with like this whole... It's like her company. It's freaking awesome. Anyway, on Tuesday, they're doing something for... is it Good Morning SA? Or one of the...
Oh, yeah.
One of the local news shows. It's not
Great Day SA?
Maybe.
Yeah.
But they're doing it at 11:30. And she's going to basically like host a class with just all volunteers to kind of show, like me and Lily are going to go. And it just kind of shows like how accessible this is to just everyday people at any skill level. So if that's not too early, you should go.
It is, but I mean, I still might be down and go. Definitely,
I can handle 11:30 because she's gonna wake me up at 8 anyway.
It's too much. But wait, but are we on the water? Because that could be an issue.
Why?
I can't swim, so I don't know.
Real life vest. It's not deep.
I mean, like,
because I'm pretty sure they do it like
I just got out in the pool like
it's like 2 feet deep.
A week ago or something. Around that time, I was going to Howl at the Moon. Or I'm sorry, Pete's. Just a few weeks ago, I did a pool party. Actually, yeah, the day of, I did a pool party, and that was like my first time in water. And like, I can't even remember. Like, it was just weird. It was, it was cool though, because
Lily just got in swim lessons. She'll teach you how to swim.
There you go. My mom used to force me to take that, and I was the only person who I just couldn't figure out how to float. So I would just always sink.
Oh my God.
And I still don't know how to, I want to learn how to float more importantly than I used to be able to go forward, but the minute I would stop going forward, I would just fall. So I would just always swim fast so I could just never die.
Dude, you just need to come swimming with me and Lily all summer. We'll show you how to float. I'll show you to you.
I'm down.
Fill your belly with air. And just
do I really need to breathe to float?
Well, I mean, think about it. Like,
I didn't know I was
when
even
you try
part
to
of
go
it.
underwater, if you want to sink down to the bottom, you have to get all of the air out. So you blow all of the bubbles and it helps you go down.
Okay.
So when you're trying to float, if you breathe in a lot, I don't know if it's like buoyancy or what. Probably not. But yeah, you'll float. So you just like really have a full diaphragm of air. It's easy. We'll teach you.
Where is this Tuesday yoga thing at? Like what water? Is it even real water or is it like a pool or what is this?
I would imagine it's like on the river. Probably.
Oh man.
East Gunther Street. So I'm pretty sure, isn't that like Pearl area?
I don't know anything about this city, so maybe. I'm not. It's real bad. I've lived here so long, but I really don't. I don't know anything. But yeah, like, I don't know. Send me I'll get the info from you when we're done, and I'll like look it up and like if I can't die, maybe I'll.
You're not gonna die.
Do you gotta bring anything or something?
Lily's life vest. I'll bring it for you.
I don't think that's gonna fit. I said I'm gonna do some keto-like stuff. Not yet.
One arm, and then at least like.
Yes, if they have a free life vest, I'll totally do it.
It's so funny. No, the water is not that deep.
This white cheese is real good.
All of it is. I love it.
It's turned into an eat cast.
The best time.
But has yoga changed your life? How you do it?
Do what?
Now that you do yoga, has it changed your life though? Like for better, like dramatically?
Yeah. I still like. I have a long way to go.
I don't even mean being good at it. Did it do some type of weird? Like for me, like story I always tell is like I kind of lost my arms. Like I was typing on. I'm telling it quick because I've told it many times here.
Yeah.
I was typing literally my last real job. I was typing with pens on the key because I couldn't move my fingers. Like it would just hurt, and I was afraid. Like, man, is this it? Like, do I not get to make music no more? Do I?
Yeah.
And I'm like in maybe 26s or something, you know. And I'm like, this fucking blows, you know. You're younger, you're stubborn. I'm like, I don't want to just stop, like, but it seems like I have to stop because it just hurt. And that was part of the few things that I learned that like, oh shit, I can still do this. Like,
Yeah.
we in the game, let's go, son. So like, that's what I meant. Like, was not that you need it in some dramatic moment like that, but did it like, oh okay, like this is helping me. Like, did you?
Absolutely. Because the whole reason I did it was because of my back pain. I've had horrible lower back pain for, I mean, at this point it's been like 10 years. And I've gone to chiropractors. I've been on painkillers. I've been on muscle relaxers. I have done acupuncture. I mean, physical therapy. Like, I've done so many things to try and alleviate this pain, which is basically like 3 compressed discs all on top of each other in my lower spine.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I started doing yoga on a consistent basis, like nothing worked the way that did. And so that was my moment where I was like, oh shit, like I don't need to be on all these medications and feeling like garbage all the time. And
You ever being in that classical world? Did you ever hear of the Alexander technique? I can't remember which even art it comes from, but basically it's usually taught to a lot of classical students, and I stumbled onto it around that little search before I even find yoga. I'm just looking for like what's the answer to like this pain. You end up doing these weird exercises, but essentially it's trying to teach you hyper self-awareness, because basically it's the answer is like it doesn't know what the answer is to your problem, but it's telling you how to get the answer to your problem, because you're gonna find out like, oh, every time I play guitar I just keep doing this, so don't do this, you know. And you know, this isn't 100% for everything, but sometimes I feel like, man, for a lot of these things that we take medication for, like I feel like sometimes that necessarily isn't the answer, you know. Like
no.
I don't know what it is, it's something else, but like, and it might take work to find that something else, but
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Nobody wants to do the work for that.
yeah. A lot of time I'm hesitant to take
Like,
medicine.
well, like the simple thing we were talking about earlier, like dairy.
Yeah.
Like that messes with people's body. Like that's not a myth. That's not fucking hashtag fake news. Legit, dairy causes inflammation. The more dairy you have, the more inflammation you have. The more inflammation you have, the more pain you're going to be in. So like even with me, like having such a bad back, and like the first, you know, my primary care doctor was like arthritis. And the chiropractor was like, no, you have a bunch of compressed discs. Kind of one and the same. Not really. It's a little bit different. But still, dairy doesn't help that. And so it's like simple things like that where it's like people know, like if you cut out all the freaking junk, and not even saying like go vegan, but like if you started doing mostly raw foods and, you know, doing yoga every day or meditating every day, there would be these drastic changes. People don't want to do that. People would rather have one pill and just be like, oh, I'm going to be better.
And unfortunately, it's never even one pill. It's always like 13.
Well, because I was like, what is that? All the balloons scraping across the ceiling. Well, yeah. So you take a pill and then you get 7 side effects. That happened to me when I was first put on my antidepressants, which would have been about a year and a half ago. I didn't realize that I was supposed to take them at night because of how drowsy they make people typically. So I would take mine first thing in the morning when I drank my coffee, because every morning I drink coffee.
Damn, how was that?
It wasn't good because I was so tired and lethargic that I wasn't eating. And so like I'm a slender body type, like
Yeah.
5'8", 140, whatever. I think I lost like 15 pounds maybe. So my doctor, when I told him, you know, blah, 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 like, I don't really want to eat. I'm not hungry. Nothing sounds good. Like, I don't want food. And his response was like, well, if you don't start eating, like, we're going to have to put you on medication to build your appetite. And I was like, wait, what? Like, that hit me so hard. And then eventually with communicating, we found out, oh no, like, you need to be taking your medication at night. As soon as I changed it, it fixed the problem. But, it's shit like that. Like, you take a pill, you get some side effects, take a pill for that side effect and that side effect and that side effect. And it
May
built up.
I ask, why did you have to be put on antidepressants?
So actually, I didn't do that through my regular doctor. I have had crazy, like, roller coaster emotions and like mental states over like the last couple of years. Probably like the last 9 or 10 years. And a lot of that I thought was attributed to like different birth control. Because it's hormonal. Like, fucks your shit up. And so for years I was like, okay, like, let's think about this. Like, in college, I had a very depressed low point. And I was like, well, I was in college. Like, that's the hardest time of a lot of people's lives. But I was on the birth control pill. So that explains, you know, not feeling like me. Then when I was pregnant, horribly depressed and like, I hated pregnancy. And a lot of people do hate it. They're not going to say that.
Yeah.
I fucking hated it. It was the worst. But I was like, okay, hormones. Like, that's what was going on. After I had my daughter, still really fucking depressed. And I was like, okay, well, you know, maybe it's postpartum depression. Get on different types of birth control. So it was these cycles over and over and over. So it was with my like OBGYN that I was like, I need to try something else. Like, I am losing my freaking mind. So she's like, okay, like, let's try this medication for PMDD. It's just like premenstrual dysphoric disorder or something like that, which is just a highly elevated version of PMS, but it makes it really, really bad for your mental state, depression, and just all kinds of horrible side effects and stuff. So I was like, okay. She's like, take this for like 30 days. Let me know if there's any improvement. There was no improvement. In fact, I think it got worse. So I called her back and I was like, no, that did not work. She goes, okay, we're going to try Zoloft. So I tried it for 30 days and there was a huge improvement. It was crazy. But that was at the time that like Ryan and I were splitting up and I had just moved to Fort Worth and like a lot of things were really uncertain and I just wasn't in a stable place, like with my career, with my relationship, mentally, literally, like physically, my location, like nothing was stable around me. And so I think that just really sent me down pretty low. So then I started upping the dose a little bit at a time, and by the time I got back to San Antonio, I started my meds at like 25 milligrams a day. I got up to 100 milligrams a day. So I started kind of weaning myself off, which I'm still in the process of, but it's gotten a lot better. I'm almost completely off the medication, which is awesome. But I went to the doctor like 2 months ago and I got taken off all, birth control, everything. I was like, I am done. Because when I was in Fort Worth, so on top of like my inflammation and everything and just being in chronic pain, it's basically this crazy circle of I've had epic back pain for 10 years. So my back hurts. The pain causes me to be sad or like mentally distraught and in an anxious state because I'm in chronic pain all the time. Well, I also had extremely low vitamin D, which I didn't know, probably because I work at night and I don't really, I get out during the day, but I'm not like...
I'd be thinking that's a thing I suffer from too because I'm not a day person.
Yeah. And so I had no clue. My doctor's like, well, low vitamin D also, like, if you have really good vitamin D, that fights off inflammation. Low vitamin D, not good. Also, very like low moods and stuff. If you increase your vitamin D, you have elevated moods, your inflammation is better. So overall, like you need a healthy level of that. So I had horrible chronic pain, plus my depression that has just been for like 8 years. Really low vitamin D, on a mix of painkillers, muscle relaxers, sleep aids, smoking pot, drinking 4 nights a week heavily. It was a very bad. And so literally like there was one night that I was like, in one night, I mean maybe like a 4-hour period, I had a muscle relaxer and a painkiller because nothing worked.
Yeah.
And I wanted to not be in fucking pain anymore. It was unbearable. Like I couldn't bend over to wash my face. There were times when Lily was a baby, I couldn't bend over to pick her up out of the crib because I was like, my back, like I won't be able to stand up. I'm going to have to go to the emergency room. And that's been happening for years. And I knew that something was wrong with that. Like being like a 27, 28, 29-year-old that can't get out of bed. Like because I'm in so much pain all the time. But there was one night, and I remember, don't know how, because I was on so much shit, but like I was smoking pot from sunup to sundown, from the moment I woke up until the moment I went to sleep to ease the pain. I was on painkillers, muscle relaxers, Benadryl to help me sleep, everything. And so in one day, I was on all of that, and I was like, this isn't normal. Like I am still in horrible chronic pain. And so that's when I started getting way more serious about yoga. I think I either flushed or threw out. I'm pretty sure I Googled like the best way to get rid of medication. And I did that route, recycled my bottles and all that shit because I'm a hippie. But like, I was done. I was like, this isn't normal. Like whatever I'm doing right now is not working. I'm still in pain. I still feel like shit. The depression is not going away. And then come to find out, like it was either the muscle relaxer or the painkiller, after I had researched it later on, counteracted with my antidepressant. So the whole time I'm thinking like, I'm going to take this and it's going to help. Like it'll relieve the pain. No, it was making shit worse.
Once you start making a mixed cocktail, they all start countering each other.
Yeah,
you know?
It was bad. And then it was to the point where I was like, none of this is working. And I'm like, this is my body type and I'm getting used to this.
Yeah. But you become numb to it.
This is like opioid crisis shit. And I was getting scared. I was like, where am I going to go next to like get rid of this fucking pain? Because I had already tried acupuncture, physical therapy, and like everything. So I was like, okay, get rid of these meds. I'm done. Like I can't have them around because I'm going to take them because I'm going to keep telling myself it's going to make me feel better and it's not. So it's just been me like putting myself in check and like getting off of all these meds. But long story short, actually not. It still ended up being really long.
Long story long.
Long story really, really long is I think at the end of all of it.
Long stories are good, by the way, on these things. But.
Like the birth control was probably one of the underlying factors. Like mentally, I'm going to go through these dips. I think everybody is. And it just depends, on what's going on in your life and how you handle it and your outlook and stuff. But birth control for a lot of girls that I've talked to, family members, best friends, I mean, it's just not good for your body. And having to be on that, just for society and just for the, everything, having to be on that for like plus or minus 10 years or whatever. I mean, some people, they start that when they're like 13, 14.
Yeah,
just to like regulate their body. In reality, they're fucking it up so bad. But the second that I got off that birth control, it was like a freaking garbage bag was taken off my head. My mood changed, my diet changed, my cravings changed, the stuff I wanted to eat, the way I slept. My pain is still there. That's just going to be...
That's a different problem to solve.
That's just, I mean, probably 3 months straight at the chiropractor. That's the only way to fix it.
There might be other ways, but like, just like we were talking about, like, or you just gonna have to keep looking.
Yeah.
That's probably what it's gonna, you have to like dive deep.
Oh yeah.
Cause like, I don't even know enough outside of telling you what I always tell you, but like, I feel like step one is usually always gonna be like muscle imbalance somewhere. Which is basically like, make a certain part of you stronger so that part doesn't feel the pain anymore, bear it anymore. Like I know I told somebody, but I heard I have it written down here somewhere, but like again, Joe Rogan hearing that show again. Like
I want to get into that show.
you should.
Also, I don't have fucking 3 hours to listen to this dude talk.
And I'll talk about this. So
shit.
he recommended those two things on there.
But I have heard it's awesome.
It
I'm
is
knocking on Joe Rogan.
but it's also it's everywhere. So like you don't necessarily need to hear every episode because he'll have everyone. He even had this lady, I can't remember her name. I want to say she was maybe black and her first name was Candace, but I think she's a outlandish Republican figure who I think, spews a lot of BS. But, he just had her on. But I think just from the way, from what the comments I saw is like, I think everybody knew like, she's just throwing out fluff. But like, this is what I'm saying. So there's everything there. There's both good people, bad, and it's topics you don't care. He even split it up because, he does UFC and stuff.
Yeah.
He even finally split it up to like, now it's the MMA show. Like, so if there's an M&A guy, it's automatically, even though nothing changes about the show, but it's like, look, maybe you don't care about UFC.
You know what you're getting into.
So you can just skip it, So, but he was talking to one of those guys, actually, MMA guy, because I don't watch it anymore, but people from my time, I could sit there and it's like, oh shit, it's like time travel, Like, so pretty much all the 40 and 50-year-olds, those are my guys. Not because I'm even that old, but it's just like when I was young, those were the people I was watching. So like I watched those guys and it's like, man, I just listen to them talk about anything. I just heard GSP. I don't know if you ever heard of him, George St. Pierre. But and it was awesome because it's like it's a situation I was dealing with. The first 30 minutes is him talking about eating habits. And he's like basically like something was happening to his body. Just like I was telling you, I was having inflammation earlier. And he was having his own thing, some word with a C, but basically he solved it with intermittent fasting, And I was a big person who was I've gotten away from that, but I'm like, all right, I think when I go back to normal eating, I'll probably do that. I still need to do some of this other stuff to lose weight first, but I was like, I'm going to end there because I did like eating like that. And he's basically just talking about the lie of society, like, yo, we should have to eat. We just eat. We take it for granted. We just eat to hang, whatever. And he's like, nah, dude, I just eat when I'm hungry. That's it. Stop.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of science about how fasting is fucking incredible for your body.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing, though. People don't want to put in work for
but even that's trick fast. That especially, and you're right, the first time you ever do any fast is mega hard. I even saw a video about it today, and they were all complaining. I was like, dude, a day, like, yo, I can do 3 days easy, Because 3 days, I think, is like one of the reset periods, and there's another 5-day one, which is a bit crazy. But I'm like, there's only one time I've done 3-day fast and it sucked. And I think I was like really dizzy in the last day. It wasn't even all of it. It was just and that was probably because I think I ate really bad. I didn't prepare for it that final day,
Yeah.
But normally it's like not even a thought. I don't even wince, like, because it's just something I could do. But things like intermittent fasting, I'm like, yo, you get to eat in the same day? Like, shut up, So I don't even remember what I was talking about. But I was gonna mention these 2 exercises I heard on Joe Rogan. The reverse hyper machine. I've never seen it in person. That's supposed to be. He told a few stories of like them saving people's lower backs with that.
I think my brother was telling me about that.
Yeah.
And I need to see if my gym has that.
Basically, looking at it from Google, it seems you ever seen people do the hamstring curls? Like they're just there and they're kind of roll. It's almost that exercise. We talked about this. We did, so I did tell you, you're right. Yeah. But you're on a flat table, so instead of the hamstring, you're almost like would be curling the back. The other one was the iron neck. That has nothing to do with your back, but you're essentially the same way you hang on a pull-up bar. You hang like from your neck, but in a safe way, so you're not gonna die.
Next.
Yeah, almost everybody I tell, I need to find a better way to tell that. They always say that next. Has nothing to do with your lower back though. That's a neck thing, but I really want to try that one too. To go on what you were talking about, like, I remember one time I was talking to my sister, like, I'm a person, like, relationship-wise, I've been really bad in terms of girls and all that stuff, right? But I was raised by a single mom my whole life, My father wasn't bad or nothing. He was there, but, like, he left my mom before I was born, so. But he was there for me, so he was good for me. But I'm just saying, raised by a single mom, when she would go work, I would be left with my grandma who lived with my aunt, so I would see them a lot. And then when I finally I'm an adult, hashtag I still haven't, but when I become an adult and move out, who do I move out with? I move out to my sister's place, you know? And I've ruined the last 10 years of our life. But anyway, but so just seeing like, I don't know, like women from that side, sometimes I kind of came to the conclusion a few years ago, like, and I'm not even talking about like how the world treats women, but so much, I think like from like a medical perspective, I was just like, man, I feel like yeah, I don't even know how to verbalize it, but I was like, man, I feel like we're just kind of like doing something to women that keeps their health kind of like in a certain not good place all the damn time. Like
women bear the burden of everyone's problems. So take, for example,
this really was really good about this white cheese, whatever.
So when you go to H-E-B.
Okay.
Is that like your spot that you shop?
Yeah.
Okay. So they have like those pre-packaged fruits and veggies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They have these like little party trays that has cheese and like broccoli and carrots and different stuff and like chocolate covered pretzels. It says it's for kids. No, but it's delicious.
Even if it is for kids, don't let them stop. Don't let that stop you.
No, I get them all the time.
Yeah. Happy meals
but they're
for
perfect
life.
for Lily. So they have like a fruit, like one that's primarily like fruits and cheeses, and they have one that's like veggies and probably veggie and cheese too. Who knows? But they're both really good, and they're not super overpriced. And I like them because I know that the produce isn't going to go bad before we get to it. So, anyways, when you're at HEB, they're like $6 for like this whole tray, and it's perfect for.
Hit that HEB sponsor. Just saying.
Hit me up. I'll do all your commercials.
But
with Spurs.
but finish that idea though.
But no, so I was gonna say, like, for example, with birth control, there are the women that take it to regulate their bodies, their cycles, their hormones that they may feel are off or whatnot. But like in regards to like having kids, like the whole burden falls on us. Like if we don't want to get pregnant, we have to put this shit in our bodies to prevent it. I mean, there's condoms, but those aren't that effective. Like if you legit do not want kids and you are going to put this stuff in your body to like force your body to not have children, like you're going to fuck your shit up. But women bear the burden for a lot of shit like that. Just kind of ironic that, you know, all the men in Congress are making the decisions for women's health care.
Oh yeah.
Fuck you, but
I feel like
I'm very political. Sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna
Sorry,
say that.
Abe's podcast.
Doesn't matter.
Beto for Senate 2018. Vote Texas. Don't be a dick.
So it's like two ways now. Now that you say Beto,
sorry.
No, you're fine. So I've noticed, and I'm probably gonna say the Beto thing anyway, but I've noticed in the recent years, and maybe you were always, I don't know, like like you definitely seem very more political now. I don't know if it's maybe just because you had Lily now, and maybe like you care about the future or something. Or
I mean, it's everything. Yeah, I mean, I feel like the older you get, the more awareness you get. Like
sometimes I feel, and you're right, but sometimes I feel like for this thing that I say I want to become, even though sometimes I'm putting in effort and sometimes I'm not, sometimes I almost feel like, well, I have to like kind of turn a blind eye to all that just so I can dive deep into these things.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate, you know, because that's how those people get into power in the first place. But it's like, it's almost like damned if I go try to become the thing. Not even guaranteed, right? Just try. Or you're damned if you try to fight it because fine, you stop it. But now that became your life and you don't even get to do what you wanted to do, you know? So it's almost like you got to like embrace some type of martyrdom or something, you know?
Yeah. No, it is. It's really hard. And I think that's another, like, I've kind of been like a bleeding heart since I was a kid. I've always been drawn to problems that need solved and injustices that need to be addressed. And I will talk about them and I will bring them up and I will make people feel uncomfortable. And maybe I'll get loud and because people need to talk about this stuff. And ignorance really bothers me, and just blatant stupidity. Like I need people to know what they're talking about instead of just spewing bullshit, which that's what's really hard about social media. That's why you don't
listen to my podcast.
No, there's a difference between like shooting the shit and then spewing bullshit.
Got you.
Those are different. You can shoot the shit and we could talk about things. There's a lot of things that I don't know about, you know, yoga journeys and different, you know, pain remedies, etc. There's a lot of shit that I do know about. And so if somebody's going to step to me and like question me and my knowledge about it, like I'm going to make my voice heard. Because people don't like when women talk about stuff, you know? And it's always funny to me that like there are a lot of guys that like they don't want to hear about like women in their period or anything about childbirth or breastfeeding or like it's gross and I'm like, what? Like, I don't know. It's just weird to me.
I think sometimes for things like that, they probably, if it's the older person, then it's probably they're coming with that older mindset of women in their place bullshit like that. But I think sometimes probably most men just want to focus on the fun stuff with women. And then when they hear all the real shit, they're like, oh, we didn't sign up for that, you know? That's just my take.
Yeah, no, I don't know what
I
it
think
is.
they're probably thinking, you know?
Or it's just the fact, like you said, like, even though it's like an old school way of thought of like women need to stay in their place, well, all that shit gets passed down. It's still this like superiority complex of like, oh, well, you know, I don't care about your problems because like I'm a man, I have work to do, I got money to make, whatever. It's like, oh, that's not how shit works anymore. Like it's 2018. Yeah. Like women are working and we're raising kids and we're doing all this shit without any help. And I don't know.
Man. You got a house, I don't. I mean, same thing with my sister. She got a house, I don't.
Women are fucking hustlers. Women are survivors. Women, yeah. We get dealt a shitty hand. And I think, so like, the first election that I ever voted in was Obama's first term. And I was very proud to be able to cast that ballot in that historic election.
Do you think you would have voted had he not been there? Or was that like part of it because it's like the first time?
Oh, no. I would have voted anyway. Just for me, that was like an important rite of passage. You know, same thing as like when you're 18, you could buy cigarettes. When you're 21, you could buy booze.
Okay, so you were young that was going to be your first one anyway? So you were just going to vote. Okay.
Yeah. No, and like I knew going in, like that was my candidate. I knew what he stood for and, you know, etc. And even before that, I was very political, even early in high school. I remember being hugely affected when Al Gore lost to Bush. I was devastated. I was like 13, maybe 12. Like, I was so young, and I was like, oh my God, our country is going to shit. Like, how do people not care about the planet?
You didn't know what was coming. You didn't know what was
crazy. Like, but I'm this bleeding heart of like, how do people not understand these greater problems that society faces?
And it's because, and this is how the system fucks the world over, is that they don't have time to understand because they're too busy trying to solve the problem of their life and their little micro situation. So they don't got time to pay for the macro, you know?
Yeah.
There might be when do we vote? Do we vote? It's not on purpose. What is the voting day called when we vote? The November day.
Election day?
Is that what it's really called? Shows you where I am. But I mean, like, but it's just like, that's not a real holiday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Versus like in some countries, like, yo, you voting, days off, what are you, you're voting, you know what I mean?
That's like, yeah, that's a whole, dude. This politics rabbit hole will keep us on this podcast until 6 a.m. There's so much
we
fucked
don't have to do that, but I'm just saying, like,
yeah. No,
I don't care. We can talk about it. It's about talking. It's just about talking. So yeah, I can keep going. And you're gonna know more about this than me too.
I have gotten more political, as most people have, after the Trump election. I have always voted in presidential elections, but I did not, like most people most people in general, the population at large, is responsible for what happened to this country because nobody gives a fuck about local elections. They don't know who's on their city council. They don't know who the governors are, their lieutenant governors, and anything, their school board, who's handling the finances at the local level. Their mayor.
I just want to say I've had a Texas State rep on this podcast.
Have you? Who?
Yeah, Diego Bernal.
See, I don't know that name.
But he makes beats. That's why I know. Okay. That's why I know. Okay. I did not been for that connection.
But now I need to look that shit up. No, like when I on Instagram now.
Yeah.
Twitter, I don't use a lot. It's really hard for me to get onto Twitter.
I don't believe Twitter is for normal folk. I've met a few normal folk
I can't get into it.
It's for macro topic. Like if you want to, like, like Trump election, if you want to see gauge reaction, it's for that. But in reality, what it's really for, it's for, keep it simple. It's for what Trump uses it for. If
Shock
you're
value.
famous, no, not that part. Okay, that's beyond what I was trying to get. If you're famous, it is an easy platform for you to get your message. So not just Trump, but any celebrity.
Yeah.
But if you're a human being,
Yeah.
it is probably not good for the message part. Now it can be used for something else, like.
But you have to have.
Did anything cool happen this week? So let's say here, this isn't cool. This is a shitty movie, but Jurassic movie came out, the new one. At least it looks shitty to me. I don't know. Maybe you think. Anyway,
I'm not a legitimate reviewer. Just throwing that out there.
I'm not. Yeah. That
not
being said,
certified by Rotten Tomatoes to be endorsing or not endorsing any movie.
Shit on. I shit on everything. If it ain't Marvel, I shit on it. All right, but anyway.
I like it. Taking the
Solo
cheese.
got shitted on, not on this podcast, but Solo definitely got shitted on. It wasn't a bad movie, but it just wasn't.
See, I don't know
it just
shit
didn't
about
need to be watched.
about Star Wars, so I don't have a judgment. I was like, oh, this is fun, and Chewbacca's so
But
cute.
anyway, if you wanted to gauge the macro, the macro reaction of the nation, you can probably, I'm sure it has a hashtag, and as a user, that would probably be something you can gauge for Twitter. And it's good for keeping, I think, communities together. Like I come from, Street Fighter, so like fighting game community.
Yeah.
That ended up being the platform we communicate with each other, because I'm not paying long distance to this dude in Japan or this dude in France or this dude in Russia, etc. So it's just how we share the world. That just ended up being a talking platform. But in terms of like normal social media, like, hey, I just joined, like, it's not good for that. They lost the war and they didn't fight it correctly. They didn't pivot. Like, whether people think Facebook is good or not, let me tell you something. They have like their hand on the pulse. And they pivot, and I don't even mean nothing.
They're like making the pulse at this point.
Well, yeah, then they did, and you saw with the election too, where Pulse got taken right underneath them. But what I'm saying is, as a company, they adapt, and like Twitter didn't. Twitter became public because that's the cool thing to do to try to make money.
Yeah.
I feel like Snapchat kind of fell prey to that too. They ain't down yet, but
they're heading down.
Yeah, yes,
they're gonna be done like 12 months, not even.
Well, I don't know about out of business done. I'm just saying, like, there's still people who use that thing, but like, there was a little moment in like the nation of social media where like Snapchat was rising, and I don't know copyright law like that. I guess maybe they weren't able to copyright their product to a T, like the technique, which is the 24-hour story. But the minute Insta took it, and the minute because Insta's owned by Facebook, the minute they pretty much put it on all the Facebook and Messenger. Like, it was, just nosedive.
Yeah.
And part of that was because the thing that made Snapchat unique, and now I'm going down social media, right? The thing that made Snapchat unique was that I felt for certain people, right? Maybe even you might be falling into this, because I feel like you like social media, but sometimes you don't necessarily want to be out there, But I always felt like for that person who wants to like do funny shit like filters or whatever, right? But maybe doesn't want the world to see, just their circle of friends, it was perfect there. Because it was a social media based primarily on phone number. So you couldn't really blow up like that unless now they have a search feature that sort of works pretty decent, and like Google. But back then you couldn't really search for DJ Khaled. You needed to know DJ Khaled's name 100% correct. So
yeah, I was on Snapchat for like 4 days. That was it.
But once Insta took it, and like now you don't have to build a new following on Facebook. You're just there. You can just find all the famous people. They kind of just want, right
just
back.
Blast it to everybody's fucking face.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Anyway, that was a long pivot from whatever politics thing we were talking about. But
yeah.
But yeah, man, care about local elections. That's where you were going down.
You should. Yeah.
I can't. I don't know if I have that.
Oh,
in
that's
me.
what I was saying. Is now like on Instagram and Facebook and all that shit. I follow everybody. Everybody. I'm following fucking senators and just state representatives from all over the country.
Yeah.
Just to figure out who stands for what. What the fuck are you voting for? Like all of this stuff matters. Like
some of them really use it. Like Diego uses all of his. So like that's how I got him
Cory
on here.
Booker,
I just messaged him.
Elizabeth Warren, Kamala Harris, and I donate to these people on a regular basis. I mean, every single month I'm donating to somebody's campaign because somebody's gotta fucking do this.
So this is gonna show me how ignorant I am, but so I know Beto's running for Senate, right? Is it?
He's up for Ted Cruz's seat.
So check this out, right?
Which he will win because Ted Cruz is a garbage human.
I mean, when it comes to Texas and Rolling Blue, I'm always like believe it when I see it, but we'll see. But Ted, so it's funny, right? Like, yeah, maybe it's just ignorance on my part, but Ted Cruz, I've been aware of him for a while now.
Mhm.
But just to show you, like, how these politicians, they're just always going for power. Like, I did not know he was the Texas senator because anytime he's on stage, he's either running for president or he's just talking on, some macro power bullshit game that they're playing. Like, it's almost like,
That's
I don't want to
kind
say
of
he
one of
forgot
the.
his duties, but
No,
like,
he
yeah.
did. He
Like-
did.
like-
He goes and campaigns in all other fucking states. He doesn't go around and do any campaigning in Texas because he's bought out, so he doesn't have to.
yeah.
Oil and pharma and guns and whatever fucking lobbyists pay his bill. But no, he goes out and he goes to all these rallies in fucking Iowa and Kentucky and North Carolina or
People
where
who
have
run
you.
the country, baby.
And he just spreads this fucking bullshit message. But meanwhile, he's not doing anything for his own state. He was the only senator that voted against bringing the DACA bill up for like debate and a vote,
Which
was the deferred action for childhood. I think it's aliens. It's the
Okay.
actual. I might
that's
be
all
wrong.
I had in my head. Like, I felt like this is the children's bill for
It is.
Yeah,
It
all
is. And so they did a vote to see if they would even bring it up in the hall for debate. And Ted Cruz, the senator of Texas, was the only one that's like, no, we're not going to do that. In Texas, with the biggest border with Mexico. He's so bad. He's so bad.
And when is that? Is that like November, the
It is.
election?
Yeah. They just had primaries a couple weeks ago. 3 weeks ago.
Do you think he
Lupe
actually...
Valdez is running for governor against Greg Abbott. She is the first Hispanic female lesbian who has been elected to run against a governor before. So that would be crazy if she wins. It's kind of a long shot, but
I was gonna say,
Lupe.
yeah, like, do you think Beto has a chance? Like,
Oh yeah,
he does?
he absolutely does, because people are fucking pissed. This is one thing, and I'll say on this podcast, thank you, Donald Trump, because his legacy is going to be the amount of people that he angered and the revolution that he started, because more women than ever before are running for office, and they are taking seats like fucking Skittles. These women, like, it's done. Like, we're getting transgender representatives. We're getting women of color. We might have like our first Native American senator. It's a huge possibility that will happen this election year. Like, the people that he has angered and the shit that he has done to this country, thank you. Because everybody else would have stayed fucking stagnant.
Because it forced people to pay attention.
Exactly. Yeah. And now people are slightly awake and people have these things that they care about. And it's hard because everything is important. But you kind of have to pick and choose where you're going to place your energy. So it's like, are you going to focus on Black Lives Matter movement? Are you going to focus on Me Too movement? Are you going to focus on DACA? Are you going to focus on healthcare reform? Because they're still trying to fucking do away with the ACA and they're rip healthcare away from 20 million people or more. There are a lot of things. I mean, fucking the Paris Agreement, everything that's going on with North Korea. Like, there's a lot of things that people need to be worried about. And so it's really hard to pick and choose your battles. And that's what overwhelms people. And that's why they stay out of politics. Because, like you said, like, how the fuck can I even focus on my own life if I'm invested in this? But there's, like, veterans coming back from 4, 5, 6, 7 deployments. And they come back to America and they can't get a job. And they're just thrown on the streets because the VA is so overwhelmed that they can't take care of our veterans.
Yeah.
Like, our country is in a fucking crisis right now. But there are a lot of people that are awake and they're fucking pissed. So this is all to say that based on facts and the numbers, Texas is not a red state. Texas is a non-voting state. Hands down. people do not get out and vote, especially young people, because they get fucking lazy and complacent. They're like, oh, the laws they don't matter to me. Young people with insurance, like, well, it doesn't matter to me. I'm not sick. I don't need it. It fucking matters. Everything that is happening under our noses matters. And especially for Texas, which is against big government, it is so important to keep your local government in check so that they can't do fucked up shit to our water and our energy. They can't just like create these monopolies. People don't understand, like, between different municipalities, there are different laws between counties, between cities, between like, and then between the states, and then there's federal law. Like there's so many trickle down things that people don't consider, and then they don't even know who their mayor is or what have you. But currently, I know that Beto is within single digits of Ted Cruz. He's raising a shitload of money, and I'm sure Ted Cruz is going to get a bunch of his blood money, which is what it is, from the NRA and the Koch brothers and whatever. But I think if people wake the fuck up and they register to vote, like I plan on getting people registered. I have stacks of voter registration cards in my closet in English and in Spanish. I need to link
you with my homie Brian, yo.
I've canvassed in my neighborhood. I think I've hosted 3 canvasses.
I met him during fighting game community, and I don't know what did it for him. I'm still trying to get him to come on the show, but sometimes he's afraid because he actually works for somebody now. But yeah, he somehow got politically motivated somewhere along the lines. And yeah, he would just start campaigning. It's always a Democratic candidate, you know? And finally won. That's funny. He wasn't on staff because he had to get a real job, you know? And like when you're on there, you know, depending on how you committed you are, that is your job, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, they won. And it's the county or district. It might be a councilman. So it's the district that right here is on 1604 and 281. But they won.
Maybe 23?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm really bad. I don't know anything.
I don't even know. I don't even know all the districting maps either. There's a lot.
But yeah.
But I know that Texas 23 is our district, and that's a major one. And off the top of my head, I can't think of the other one.
But yeah, that candidate won. And then when that candidate won, they hired him even to work there. So now that's his job. I'm still trying to get him on, though.
That's cool.
He did like the Diego Bernal one, though. I tried to get him to give me a question to ask because I'm like, look, man, I don't just want to talk about beats. You know?
That's funny. I need to step it up as far as like my canvassing, and I actually I have these those like chalk markers. You can like write on mirrors and stuff, but I have a bunch of them in my car, so I'm gonna start.
I don't know how motivated I am gonna be, like you are, but I will say this: like I wear glasses now, right? Obviously. Yes. But I go there. I failed my test, but I did sign the paper. I failed my test before, not now. I could drive now. I finally did sign up to be able to vote. You know, because you know, even I'm like, man, it's kind of fucking stupid. You know?
Yeah. Oh no, I plan on like driving people on election day. Honestly, like I'll probably request that day off from work.
Damn, you can go hard, man.
So that I could be fucking available, because this has to change. And Texas needs better representation than this, because we're not some fucking backcountry road hillbilly state. Like, we are very diverse. And that's one thing about Beto is just this weekend, the most recent one that passed, he hit every single county in the state of Texas. It is 254 counties. He went to every single one. It didn't matter how big of a city. It didn't matter if there was a population of 112 people. He went to every fucking county to host a town hall and talk to the members of that community. Ted Cruz is nowhere to be found. I don't even know if he's even done a town hall in the last 4 years. Like, it's fucking nuts. So anyway, it's going to go well for him. People need to get out and
I sense
know his message and
the obvious passion in you. Do you think you would ever do anything political?
Dude, you know what's crazy? Like, I think about that all the time.
Then you might as well
but
try.
I don't know like what I don't know where I would start. My mom is like, you need to run for city council. Like you
That's
just,
what I
and
was
I was
gonna
like,
say.
okay, maybe in my 30s. Like we'll see.
What you mean maybe next year?
Right? No, there's 9 years in my 30s. I could pick one. No, I've thought about it a lot actually. Like, because what's happening is just so bad. But I've always been, like I said, I've always been really politically charged and like.
Oh, you met Brian, by the way. He was the one. He was at the movies with the girl Cole. Yeah, it was his girlfriend Cole, and he's had glasses and stuff. But yeah, I definitely need to get y'all together again, because now,
Yeah.
because I'm telling you, even if anything, like he could at least like point you in a direction or something.
Yeah.
For some of that
Well,
stuff.
even like on Facebook, like I'm on like all kinds of groups for like San Antonio Democrats and Texas 23 district and Beto for San Antonio. And I'm like signed up for so much shit so that I can keep track of like who's doing what and who's passing out flyers where and all that stuff. I have gotten kind of lazy though. Not gonna lie. I'm traveling a fucking lot. But no, I try to rep Beto all the time.
Fly to flag in Fort Worth, fly to flag in Houston.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm just gonna write it on my car.
Let's do it. But yeah, man, you should do that.
No,
That way I could tell people I had a councilman on my podcast. Or councilwoman.
That's right. I'm just kidding.
Though technically I already did have a councilman, because that Texas rep was a councilman before, but now he's a Texas rep.
Yeah.
So
that's legit. No, I'm very I love politics because it's like I said, it's one of those things where there's a problem that needs to be solved, and I crave that shit.
So yeah, man.
I love it.
Do it, man.
And maybe that's why with music, it's like, it's not like, I love it. I like to sing, but I don't know if I would call it a passion. And that sounds fucked up. Like, I have felt bad for years. This ends like legit, especially knowing you and Tomas in particular, because I've always been like, damn, like they do music every single day. Like they are making music. Well, back in the day, like you went pretty hard.
I still go hard, and I probably go harder than most people. What happened with me is that I just became an overall creative, you know?
Yeah.
So like if I ain't making music, I ain't putting shit out. Like, dude, I've done over 100 podcasts, you know, I've done over 100 live concert records. I got into all that versus all of them just stayed musicians, you know?
Yeah.
So like I still do stuff. It just might just be like one song every few months instead of like.
Yeah. But that's the thing is like, and even that moment, like when I was walking down the halls at UTSA and I was like, this is not for me.
Yeah.
Like I love to sing, but also I have this natural ability that like, I guess some people would consider me like taking for granted or like something like that. But like,
sometimes you gotta do what's for you though.
Yeah.
You can't worry about that.
I can't really control that. Like I do love to sing, but I also really love politics. And I also like really love, you know, taking up causes that I feel are really important. And like, so I don't know. It's like,
and you should do that.
I like music, but I don't know if I could say it's my passion or like if that's what I want to do for the rest of my life, because I have seriously considered like just dropping everything and joining a campaign, being like, just go.
Do it, man.
There's always that thing that's like, no. Like, wait a second. Because I am very impulsive.
Yeah.
Very impulsive.
Logically do it. Make sure you can cover everything. But I mean,
exactly. Exactly.
But in terms of just isolating it to passion is what I meant. Do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because maybe dropping everything isn't, but maybe you can still side shift into a political job somewhere. You know?
Right.
That way.
Yeah. No, that would be cool.
Yeah, man.
It's funny because like I think it was like a couple of weeks ago, Lily, she's so funny, man. She's like, Mom, what are you gonna be when you grow up? And I was like, dude, that's a good question. Like, I don't know. What am I gonna do when I grow up?
Do it, man. Councilwoman, and then follow that up to. I actually don't know the growth. I don't know what happens after that. I don't know the ranking of
right. It's like I need to do like a whole like high school government class again just to figure out like city council, what all the positions are, and then like.
Yeah, man.
It's
like,
just, there's.
What you should do is you pick a problem that.
So that's the hard part for me. I get very overwhelmed.
Well, that's
Because
well,
I
that's
want to
it. But
take
you gotta
on.
narrow
I
it
know,
down.
but
So,
yeah, I
but I
know.
was just saying, like, you narrow it to that, and then there's probably some type of board or whatever. You can start bugging or bothering, and then you end up joining that board, and that'll segue you into everything else.
Right.
But well, yeah, whatever that problem is, you gotta find that one. Just like, you know, I guess you started out with voice, so you didn't really have to find that. But when it was time to audition, you didn't pick it. You just like piano, and then you start there, and you
Yeah.
just kept moving and adding more and more.
Yeah. That's
So,
true.
or maybe, and this is the. Sometimes I think like, man, maybe Abe, you don't get to be the guy, but you can probably be this guy behind the guy because you like making shit. Because I really do like making shit.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you're like, you know what? Maybe I'm gonna just be just a ranter, and you'll just make like daily rants about a certain topic. Because it seems like some of these things you could probably talk about for a minute.
Yeah.
So maybe do
Well,
that.
and that's what the thing. Like, I like learning about like the things that I don't know about. I'm gonna research it, and I'm gonna find out. Like, I'm not gonna get in this argument about gun control if I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm gonna go do my research. I'm gonna figure out what the laws are and why they're like that and who's paying for them to be that way. I'm gonna figure out how many deaths have been caused, and I've gone down that rabbit hole. So there's a lot of things
I'll
that
see you battle every now and then.
Oh
like,
yeah,
on
no,
like
because
Facebook or something.
I'm
like,
just I'm tired of people's bullshit. It sucks.
mm,
But I feel like Texas needs way better representation because we have a lot to offer with how diverse our population is, and we really need to get shit on the right track racially. And this is the best place to fucking do that. Just like the mood that Trump has set up about Mexico and Mexicans and illegal immigrants, and it's ugly and it's gross. And that's not what Texas is about. And I think like because we're so diverse, like especially in like San Antonio, like there are people from all over the freaking world, like even just at UTSA. I mean, back when we went,
college is always gonna have people.
Of
though.
course,
yeah.
of course. But I'm just saying, like UTSA isn't like a huge. Well, you wouldn't think like a massive, like world-renowned school. Like it's pretty small.
I don't think they know that though, but yeah.
Right? Maybe not. But like, what I'm saying is like there are people from every freaking corner of the world. And especially in San Antonio. And so since we're just in this like pocket of diversity all the time, like maybe like there's obviously racism everywhere. Like that's just a fact. But because it's not as blatant in our society and where we live and just the the community that we have, I don't think it hits home for people the way that it does elsewhere, like maybe in like North Carolina or Georgia or something like that. And so people don't get up in arms for that to be an issue because it doesn't happen. I don't want to say it doesn't happen as much here, but San Antonio was a very vibrant, diverse community. We should totally build on that. Like we shouldn't be, dividing everybody up and fucking trying to deport everybody and God, start every fucking race war between Muslims and Mexicans and African Americans and white people. And like, God.
Sometimes I wonder like what's really going on. I'm trying not to say no stupid Illuminati shit, but like it echoes what you're saying because I look at like some of the decisions Trump does, and like the pulling out of certain deals, Paris Accord, Iran deal, and so on and so forth. And I'm like, I just wonder like because I can only believe what I'm told, right? So like. It would seem these deals are good, and he's just doing all this. It just, I don't know. It just makes me like one, was he always like this? But then two, like, is this even his decision? Like, is this something else, like, pulling all these strings to just make that? Because on paper, a lot of these deals.
It's the fact that he colluded with Russia to win the fucking election.
Yeah.
Like, that's fact. No, everything that he does is for the profit of the Trump name, and just that amount of wealth and power that he plans to kind of passed down for generation after generation. So, no, I mean, he's absolutely getting paid off from all sorts of fucking entities to pull out of these agreements for, you know, monetary advances for the betterment of companies and corporations that don't give a fuck about where this planet's going to be in the next 50 years. Like, he has always been like that. He's just a greedy fucking piece of shit.
I don't know. I might have worded that, but you're not wrong. Might have worded that wrong, though, whatever I was trying to ask. Political world can be hard for me. But I also think to change, right, middle America is always red, right? Us too, I guess. I don't know if we're actually middle America, but we're always red. I think this wouldn't solve like the Texas problem, but I think for a lot of that to change, pretty much what's on the coastal cities needs to show up in the middle. Like NorCal, right? Or San Francisco has like the tech, right? And the arts would be like New York and LA. New York has kind of a little bit of everything. But a lot of those industries probably need to move like to the middle of America and like create some type of reason to be there outside of the stereotype of farm or whatever is there, you know, currently. Because that's going to be the only way that people start like changing their thoughts.
Yeah.
Because anybody who would think that way is probably never going to stay there or be in those areas anyway. So it's always going to be that same type of voter there. So nothing's ever going to change, you know?
Yeah.
So
it's communication. It's, what you're around, what you grew up with. There's a lot to it. Gerrymandering. That's a huge fucking issue. Because if you think about it,
that shit goes on here. But
it goes on everywhere. On both sides. On both sides. Everybody is fucking guilty of this. But the problem is like, so take Texas, for example. You have Houston, Austin, Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington, that whole fucking thing, and San Antonio.
Yeah.
These are major fucking cities. And I mean, I don't know the exact number. I don't know the exact population, but I would imagine that is a majority of the percentage of the population that resides in Texas. Oh, hello, balloons. It's like,
it's the magnet.
So, but the problem with gerrymandering is being able to redraw all those districts to make sure that people get elected that is not representative. That is not representative of the voters and who they actually want to pick.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's just a combination. Like, it's just a century of rich white dudes bending the laws in their favor to keep them in power. Keep dumb people dumb. You keep poor people poor, and then you're going to stay powerful. Like, that's it, really. Like,
yeah, that's where the old phrase "knowledge is power" comes into play. I got these like life questions I like to do. Let me do that, and then we can wrap it up. No, I've changed it. Nope, those are my goals. Don't ask that. You want to hear one of my goals?
It's like, how are you going to not get hit in the nuts by a dog on a regular basis?
That's on there in a different way. I put this on here. This might not mean nothing to you, but I will be the executive producer of the Predator movie series. I put that on here. I don't even like Predator like that, but talking with my homie, you know what the Predator movies are? So
vaguely familiar.
The legendary movies of Predator are the first two, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny Glover. And you have this thing called a Predator, right? He shows up, does stuff. Who gives a shit? Yeah. You have Arnold, one of the biggest action stars in the 80s.
Of course.
Danny Glover, you have Lethal Weapon. I'm too old for this shit. He's just not playing that character, but he is. And I'm like, that should be the blueprint for every Predator movie, period. Like, all you got to do is get a legend. You just get a legend. So, like,
isn't that what The Rock is doing for like all of his?
No, The Rock is playing The Rock in any movie he wants.
Exactly.
But my thing is like, look, the Predator is just kind of thing that we put on people. So like, I haven't seen Mission Impossible since who knows when. But I'm like, you know what you do? You get Tom Cruise, and Tom Cruise just happens to be playing a secret agent. That something goes wrong, and what goes wrong is a fucking Predator there. I don't know why, but there is, you know. But he's playing Ethan Hunt essentially, you know, or Liam Neeson, you know. And he goes on vacation with his family. You know, predators show up. fuck up by accident. They take away his daughter or some shit. And now he's essentially playing that. Basically just Legends, you know, or Jackie Chan's in the Bronx and he goes on a rumble and what happens and it's fucking Predators. Basically, I just want Legends of the time. Or how about, she's kind of old now, but like Ripley, you know, not fighting aliens. She's fighting the fucking Predator now, you know?
Okay.
Like, I want just the Legends of the time, like just fighting them, you know what I mean? No, because like that would make these movies interesting. That's why they were interesting in the first place. Because you had Arnold, who had probably done Commando and who knows what else came out in the 80s. Like, okay, now he's fighting that thing, but he's, you know, but I like Arnold because he did all these other movies because he was hot shit at the time. And then he was, you know,
Predator should have been in Jumanji.
Well, is there something to fight in Jumanji? I was like
doesn't matter. If there's Predator, there
no,
is.
but but I'm just saying, you just need a famous star, and then whatever they're famous for, that stereotype, you put them there. Yo, I think me and my friend, we had like even ridiculous in there, like even like Denzel, yo, like, and you know he'll act his way against the I don't know, just some shit, you know, like he just whatever that star is famous for, they do. They played that pivotal character against the Predator, and to be fair, it even works perfect because Predator's storyline is they're hunters who only want to be challenged by the best. So it works perfect. And I don't know. Instead, we have like random white guy number 9. It's like, oh my gosh, really? Like they don't even get famous people no more. They just get random white guy and then insert your favorite number.
Yeah.
But anyway, what do you think that people think you're crazy for believing? I think I just told you mine right now.
Crazy
that I should
for
be a
believing.
Predator.
Oh God, I don't know. I would have to ask people. What do you think I'm like crazy for? We talk a lot. I feel like
you haven't said nothing outlandish that I think the world, like if you want to just keep on the politics thing, I'm pretty sure Republicans would think you're fucking crazy, but that's not good. That's not good enough. I'm looking for something.
What do people think I'm crazy for?
You could almost, not to try to answer it for you, you could almost argue like what you were just saying about your talent. You're like, yeah, but I don't like it, you know? Maybe you're crazy for that, but
maybe.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll say something that sounds pretty crazy, and it's probably going to come off horrible. And this is why it's crazy.
Yeah.
If I would have known the challenges that I would have faced in parenthood, given my relationship statuses and my mental health vulnerabilities, I probably would have made a different decision about bearing children. Which I think a lot of people would be like, ooh, that's fucked up. But really, I mean, like, there's a lot of people now, and I think it's fucking awesome that like confidently are like, no, like, I don't want kids. That's not for me. Like, I grew up in a predominantly Mormon family.
Oh, wow, really?
Oh, yeah. And so it was just babies and babies and babies and babies.
I should have just done the normal tell me your life thing.
Right? No, I mean, and it's like, so I quit going, I think when I was around 16 or 17, it was just not for me. But like having a big family and bearing a lot of children, that was like a symbol of a woman's pride and, you know, womanlyhood. Is
institutionalized
exactly
idea of what women should be.
And I'm not sitting here like I'm very pro-choice. I'll put that on the record. But I am not saying like, oh, I would have had an abortion. I'm just saying if I knew 10 years ago what I know now about the mental feats and the emotional like devastation and just the wreckage that has been placed on my body for like having a kid and doing this by myself, I would have fucking done shit different. Hands down, because it's fucking hard. And the women, like we were talking earlier about like bearing the burden, like this doesn't fall on the deadbeat dad that just fucking bailed. Like this falls on me. Everything falls on me. So I'm not going to feel bad for saying like, yeah, you know, parenting isn't all that sometimes. Like it's fucking hard, and it'll take you to the highest of highs, but it'll also take you to like rock bottom, lowest of lows. And I think a lot of women are made to feel really bad about that. And I don't think that's fucking fair, because if we have to bear the burden of not having these kids or being on contraception or figuring out our abortion or non-abortion plan or bearing kids, like if that's our fucking decision, like people can't be mad at us for how we feel about it. But women are always made to feel bad when at anything as it pertains to sexual relations or children or reproduction, like all of it. We're just this like it's your body, but do with it what we tell you to.
Yeah.
And so like when I found out I was pregnant, I was advised to get an abortion. And I was like, no, that's not an option for me. And I knew I'm going to be a single mom. I just graduated college. I don't have a job secured yet. I mean, I was like 5 weeks out of walking the stage with honors. Like, fucking nailed it.
You were like, hashtag never forget.
Hashtag, I fucking crushed it. I was so good in college. I partied my ass off. Still graduated with honors. But like, found out I was pregnant. And it fucking exploded my world. But I was like, all right, I'm going to do this thing. Like, I am woman. I got this. And I got it together. Like you said, like I have my house, I have my kid, I have my dogs. I got it. But doesn't mean I don't question sometimes. Like, wow. Like, my whole life, I grew up and I was like, you know what I want to do? I want to travel. I want to go everywhere. I want to learn other languages. I want to try new cuisines. I want to go wherever the fuck I want. I'm a spontaneous person.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to wake up in the morning and be like, today I'm going to the beach. Like, that's what I want to do today. I'm going to go. I'm going to have this adventure. And I'm going to, and maybe that's part of the depression thing. Maybe it's like a manic, these episodes of me being like, I need to do something crazy to like get this serotonin and dopamine rush in my head. But I don't know. You can't do that shit when you have a kid. And that's just part of, responsibility and being an adult. But at the same time, like, there's a lot of people that have preemptively made that choice. And I think I don't want to be like, oh, that's brave. I feel like that's a kind of overused word lately, but I think
it might be a way to travel, right? And
eventually,
still have to go, have her go to a school. I mean, online school or some type of weird thing like that. I don't know.
No, I've seriously considered, selling everything in my fucking house, getting a tiny home or an RV or a trailer, some combination or whatever, and like legit homeschooling her and just traveling the fucking country. How to supplement that though? I don't know. Unless I was just like a traveling performer, which would be kind of hard.
Do those daily rants. You build up your following on politics.
Right.
You do that.
Right.
Maybe.
But no, I've considered it. I'm like, I get overwhelmed by things like, materialistic stuff. So yeah, I've totally been like, I should go off the grid. Like,
sometimes I wonder, man. Like I've kind of like spent I gave my life to all these creative endeavors, and I'm like, sometimes I wonder if I should just like, all right, maybe I gave that life. Maybe I should just stop. And I see like my travel and yoga friends. I don't even know where Echo is right now. She just changes like countries like every couple of months, just teaching yoga around the world. And there's one girl who she doesn't travel, but she spends most of her year in Costa Rica and just teaches there,
Yeah.
And I'm like, I was talking to her, like long conversation, and it was just like, she was the same way. She was writing was her thing, but she kind of just gave it all up, sold everything, and she's like happier as can be down there,
Yeah.
And so travel to visit family, and that's about it. But I don't know, like maybe because it's always safer where you are, right? Whether you like it or not. But I don't know, because I'm like, I do like this shit, but I'm like, it's not enough. It's not supporting me.
It's like, it's one of those things where it's like, if you don't know what you're missing out on, because you don't know that that's what you want yet. You know what I mean? Like, I think about like, so some of my family, not all, some of my family thinks I'm crazy because I hate the holidays. I hate them. I loathe the holidays.
Wow.
They're nothing. It's just a time of pretend. It's a time of fakeness. It's a time of getting a bunch of people together in a room that don't want to be together. It's not holly jolly. It's not pleasant. It's very materialistic. It's just commercial, and I hate it. It's stressful. It's everything about it. Like literally, my blood pressure right now is going up just talking about it. But I told my mom like last Christmas, I was so overwhelmed. I was like, I'm not doing this again. Like, I'm done. I'm not getting presents. I don't want gifts. I'm not going to get gifts.
Yeah.
This is not what this is about for me.
I always take a gift, but I'm kind of anti-gift.
No, I don't like it in the name of Christmas. Or you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like if I'm going to give somebody a gift, I'm going to give them a gift on a Monday afternoon because I thought of that person and I found something special that I wanted to gift to them.
Yeah.
I don't like shit in the name of. I don't do Valentine's Day.
That day never gave me a day off. I don't count it as a holiday, all right?
Yeah. No. So, but I told my mom, I was like, you know what? Like, I think I'm probably going to like book a flight for me and Lily and just bounce. Like, go to Hawaii.
Do it.
Or go travel. Like, she's at that age now. Like, we can hop on a flight and I could take her to Cali for 10 days and like, we're going to go have fun. Because everybody wants me to raise my kid
their way. Yeah.
And that's a really hard thing.
And it ain't just that. Your life, too.
Everything.
Yeah.
I have to be quiet now. But like, I did not want to do Santa Claus. I did not want to do Tooth Fairy. I did not want to do Easter Bunny.
I don't have kids. But if I do,
didn't want
I'm anti that.
Any of it.
Yeah.
I didn't have a choice.
Why?
Everyone at school does it. Everyone at school fucking talked about it. And the whole family, like, it just gets blurted out. And then it's all of a sudden this customary thing. And I didn't have a choice in how I wanted to bring up my kid. Because now I'm the fucking liar. Now I have to deal with all that now. It's like I have enough that I have to explain. I already have to explain to her where her dad is in 5 years when she asks. I already have to explain that she has biological siblings that she doesn't know yet. I have serious shit that I have to deal with her. I don't want this bullshit. It's not important to me. But no, so I think a lot of people would probably think I'm crazy for that. Like, I hate the holidays, and like if and when I decide, like, I've seriously considered like packing up and moving, fucking checking out Switzerland or Slovakia.
Man, you could pull that off, man. Do it. Yeah.
Like, I want to leave because I want to live the life that I want to live on my terms with my kid, because I don't want to resent her for the choices that I made.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want to put that on her. I brought her into this stressful situation.
Yeah.
And, you know, my mental health aside, like, I still have to be there for her and do the best that I can do. And for me, a big part of that is just having an honest, open relationship with her. I mean, I know she's only 6, but like, I talk to her
like real person. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah. We're on a level.
And that's what it should be, man. That's what it. I don't know these gimmicks, man. That to me is almost as this is Abe sounding crazy, but simple shit like Santa and all that stuff are the beginning of institutionalized belief.
It is.
You're starting them slow, you know, with the baby stuff, you know, and then you feed them the bigger stuff as they become more valuable. Yeah.
That's all. You're not. I'm raising a person.
We want people to be better, but we teach them the same shit that made us worse, you know? Like, so.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I don't even like how I am right now, and I'm 29. Why am I going to do the same shit? You know, and that makes me mad because like my mom, like, she interjects a lot of her shit on me and the way that I raise my kid. And I'm like, hey, you had your turn.
Yeah.
You had 4 kids. And if you don't like the way that we ended up, sorry, but she's mine. And I have one chance to make a good fucking person. And I don't know. I think that's where my passion is not really with music. It's like, what am I going to leave behind? Whether it's with me or with her, like, what about my time here in this life that I'm living now? What am I going to leave behind? And is it worth it? Is it going to be memorable? Is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? Is it going to be nothing? Will no change occur? I hope something will happen. But yeah, I got one chance with her. And I don't want people telling me what to do and how to raise her.
When I was in Hawaii, I was reading this little article about this Japanese thing of asking yourself why like 5 times or 6 times or whatever. It's just to find out get like the root cause of whatever it is you're
Yeah.
asking. You know, like me, like I want to be a musician or something, right? And I just did why, and I've never been a person who cared about legacy or something. But when I boiled down all the whys, it essentially boiled down to that, like to leave something behind. And I was like, it was almost like, damn, dude, like.
And when do you put that into practice? Like for just everything? Like
All the whys?
yeah.
Oh,
or is it just
that
for
was-
like
that was
something
my-
that you're stuck on? Or like when would you utilize that technique?
Well, they made that up for problem solving.
Okay.
It was like the idea of what 5 whys you should be able to like find out why this thing doesn't work so you can solve it. I think it might have even come from a car company, one of the Japanese car companies or something. But now it's kind of like a standard practice. But I was just using it to get to the root cause of like, because back then I cared more about, and this podcast is slowly transitioning too, because even when I started, I cared more about like the why of people and like the goals in life and stuff. And it's like, I don't even care about that no more. Like I can even see it now as I study what we're doing right now to like, all right, maybe I need to shift this podcast into more of this because I'm different now. I don't need to solve that problem no more. I need to do this problem. But yeah, I was just telling that story because that was the first time I kind of realized like, oh man, I didn't know I cared about leaving something behind. And maybe that's why I really like making shit, you know?
Yeah. That's
And
true.
even now that I always love music, man. I will. But that's my lead. That's always the least prioritized creative activity I do. It's transitioned.
And I don't think that's bad.
I don't think it's bad either.
Yeah.
I don't think it's bad either. But like even this, right? Like it'd be nice. I hope a bunch of people hear it. But like I get to document conversation with you. I'm hopefully gonna do my cousin this week at some point too. It'll be the second time. But it's like this is a dude because me, I'm it's funny. I used to always joke I was a mistake baby or something like because they had me in the 40s.
The accidents. or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. They had me in the 40s, right? My parents, mom had me at 45ish, maybe around there.
Okay.
Um,
So like,
but check this. My mom's super religious, right?
Yeah.
I'm on the phone with her one day. I don't know what we're talking about, but she's like, Abraham, I don't know how to tell you this, but me and your dad, like, we didn't plan you. And let me tell you something. I must have yelled out like, yes, like really loud because I was like, Ma, you don't get it. I tell everybody that, but now it's true. So now it's like, you know, like,
I knew it.
yeah. Like,
Oh my god. I'm gonna say like 95% of babies are accident babies. I'm just
No, but
that's not science. I'll throw that out there.
But I knew right away because my sister is like, you know, sorry, but like they're not 50, none of them yet, but they're getting there, you know?
Mhm.
And so my sister, my
Just a
brother,
large
my
age
other
gap.
sister,
Yeah.
Frankie, the cousin who's coming, you know, like they're all that. So this is a man who I've met pockets of time, but like we never got to click. Like my sister and him, they got memories and some fights. But I get there, I talk to this guy, maybe our show is 2 hours-ish or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I learned so much about my family. I'm like, yo, how is grandma? How is mom? You know, like and he's telling me all these stories, you know. And I got to document that, and like that
That's
show probably
cool.
only got heard by maybe a few people. But the people who don't hear my podcast that heard that one was like all my family, you know, like his wife don't hear my show, but she heard that one, you know, and
Yeah.
like my sister too,
Aw.
and my mom too. And same effect for there was 3 teachers I wanted to get on here. You probably know 2 of them, or at least know of them. Dr. Sebald, got him. Chris Klein, I got him. And then the guy you don't know about is Ron Sweet. Those are 3 best teachers I ever had in my life. He's my finance professor. He's so godlike that even though I didn't do finance, I just still learn shit from him. You know, 'cause
Yeah.
he's one of the people. He just didn't teach with textbook. He's like, shit don't work in real life. He teach you real shit. So the shit I learned is still good from him. But I got him on. That's my most viewed show, period. Because
That's
I was
crazy.
part of the founding. Group of. This is going on the resume too. This is why this is in my head. But I was part of like the founding like investment society. I didn't play no big ass role, but I was just there, right? I got to see that happen. And why the fuck am I saying this? But anyway, oh yeah. So like that thing matters now. It's like a top level group in San Antonio. It's like San Antonio.
Oh yeah.
UTSA has like one of the baddest like finance programs just because of that dude, and like they've kind of fostered like this kind of like it's a real
Reputation.
shit. Goldman Sachs like has UTSA as one of the places now like that they always even though that's part of
That's their
scumbag
like
company,
recruiting zone.
that's one of them because
Damn.
like the guy who founded that like he got scouted there, yo, in his sophomore year. Like he had a job guaranteed, even though 2 years would be till he graduates,
Damn.
But he kind of established that, hey, UTSA is the shit. And then with that teacher, they were kind of raising it. Like UTSA became the shit in that area. But anyway, yeah, I posted it to his group, and students from like throughout his tenure, like saw that, and that shit just blew up like lately. And I actually, one of the guys who
That's
I went to
cool.
school, part of that founding group, I wished him happy birthday one year, and I always do those stupid Star Wars birthdays, but I did it, and he was like, "Yo, man," even though this was like 6 months later, he was like, "Yo, my birthday present this year was that interview you did with it was sweet, because like, yeah, like, cause everybody felt love for that dude." So like, it's just cool for me to document that, and even though I'm not actively thinking of that, now that we talk and I think and dive a little deeper, I'm like, maybe this is why I do this shit, because this is a legacy. This is something I could leave behind, for whoever, even if it's a small amount.
Yeah.
But like everything I do is something that can be like documented or something. Like I've just noticed. Here's the classic Abe question. I still haven't gotten rid of it. What's your goal in life? Even though I may not
Man.
care about that question as much, it's still a nice one. It's still
My goal in life would be to legit just find happiness.
Oh man, that used to be a big Abe question too.
Not in like other people, not in things.
But in the self?
Oh yeah. Just like, what does my soul need for happiness? Because it's like, yeah,
Do you have any idea how to go about that?
I'm working on it. Like trying to be nicer to myself. That's a good start.
Why do you think we treat ourselves like shit? I feel like we all do that.
We do. I don't know. I know that I put out a lot of love to people, or I try my best. I really do.
But we forget to do that shit for us.
Absolutely. I am last on the docket every goddamn day. And I have to make myself like take care of me. And when I do, it's awesome. But when I
only
don't,
agree because I've done the same with me.
yeah. And then when I don't, though, and then I get in that habit of just like putting myself last and doing the fucking grind and like beating myself into the ground, like that doesn't help the depression and my mood,
Yeah.
situation. But no, I'm trying to make myself be nice to me. Be like, you know what? Like, I'm worthy of niceness. I'm worthy of love. And I'm worthy of the amount of love that I give to other people. Like, so I'm trying to figure that whole thing out. That's my goal.
This is potential for a dangerous side tangent, but I figured it ties into it. Has meditation helped in that at all? Because I think I did it looking for answers, and I can't say I even found any. But what I think it does, and this is me watching maybe too many Joe Rogans and a lot of self-analysis of betterment for myself, but I think what it does teach, though, is this insane amount of self-awareness that can be used to maybe find answers for something. But I think I'll probably delve deep into that, looking for happiness or something, like
Oh, of
in
course.
myself.
I mean, yeah. I think a lot of our motives, like even with yoga or whatever, like we were talking earlier before the podcast started, our expectations going in.
Yeah.
And the reality afterwards is always so much different. Meditation, I do not do it nearly enough as I should. I need to make it like a regular thing before I'll see any sort of benefit.
I try to do yoga every day, but I've been skipping it the last couple of days. But one thing I still haven't is the meditation.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
Like
dude.
cause I'm like, you know what? Even if I like, and I do a different one. I think I've told you I do the Wim Hof right now currently. But like, even if I gotta like, if I'm gonna be mega lazy and like have a TV on, which like normally you shouldn't, but because this one is so breathing focused that it's less about what I'm doing here and more about like breathing.
Yeah.
Even though it should be both, but I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it, and I
see, and it's shit like that. Like that's where I'm at right now. Like with my self care, like I'm not there. I'm not there right now. I'm aware enough to know,
Yeah.
but yeah, like I'm not there with my self care with like doing yoga. I went to a class on Tuesday. I took my sister. That's the first yoga class that I have been to. I mean, holy shit. It must be like a month and a half or 2 months. And I was going every single week, a weekly basis, going to a class that was scheduled and then doing it on a regular basis. Like I would take a mat to the dog park. I would take a mat on a stroll to the park. Like, but coming back to San Antonio was kind of, bumpy road trying to get back into the groove of things and work and the stress of all that. And yeah, my self-care regimen kind of, I have to rebuild it. I'm like settling in here and now it's like a completely new routine. So that's on my list.
All right.
But yeah, no, I've seen the benefits enough of the meditations that I have done to know that it's worth it as an investment. But it's just that I don't know. I don't know if it's willpower. I don't know what that is that you need. Like, because like,
do you mean to stick to it?
Well, like when you started, like, were you just like, all right, I'm just gonna do this every day, and then you just stuck to it, or like?
Yes, but I mean, I want to have different responsibilities, and by different, probably a lot less like than you do. I'm probably privileged just to be where I am in the sense that I am. I don't say this proudly, but maybe bumming off my sister a little bit for a minute. But like I've done that shit so much that like I'm prepared. Like when I enter this real world or I move or I go wherever, like the full morning routine. The reason why I will only just meditate and not do maybe like when I get lazy, like I'm still gonna meditate is because that routine is part of like I probably told you this like a longer ass thing of meditation. The 4 minute Tabata session, which is just a quick hit routine. The foam rolling trigger point stuff, and then yoga.
You have like your mantra.
Yeah. Then the yoga, but then there's the second yoga session, which is just the positions I want to kick ass in, for certain reasons, like to highlight like you have your back, I have other things I'm focusing on, and then finally, even though this isn't yoga, like I practiced one guitar technique, but it got thrown up on there, yeah, just to keep my hands being able to move, because that way, even though I don't play guitar in the sense that like I play songs, I use it to make stuff, but I would hate making stuff, and I'm like, again with the callus, or again with like figuring out how to like, so I'm like, look, I'm gonna stay in shape so that when I make stuff, I make it, and I don't gotta worry about
that's true.
This is gonna hurt. Like, no, it ain't. No, it's gonna hurt. It's fucking badass track, But yes, part of that shit, depending on how focused I am, can take anywhere from like 2 hours to, if I'm not focused, like horrible, like 4 to 5 hours,
Yeah,
and it's like, but I'm like, you know what? Like whenever I go back to that world, like fine, I can't do it in my morning routine, but like that shit's getting done every day. I don't give a shit, because that's the shit that lets me function.
Yeah,
like,
dude, that's fucking awesome. I'm jealous.
But
I need to do that. I need to
like these last 4 days or maybe 3, where it's like, you know what, like I'm just meditating right now, but I'm also like preparing. Like I just told you, like I'm about to change my eating thing. So you know what, like this is gonna be my little bum session. But when I come back, like some point this week, once I run out of this junk food, like I'm probably like going hard with the whole thing, the routine, the food.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of how I am too. I'm very like, I'm like cold turkey on everything. Like I can't, well, the medication, like weaning off of the antidepressants, that's just for obvious reasons. Like,
yeah.
Had I done that cold turkey, I probably would be in the ER, honestly. But no, I think like with major life changes like that, like, yeah, before I go to Cali, I'm cleaning out that whole fridge. I'm making sure that none of that shit is going to be here when I get back. So that when
That's the real reason you wanted to feed me.
Eat all this dairy. I wanted to give you a whole thing of cheese.
No, but I've noticed, it's something about the milkshake that hurts me. Like maybe just milk, it just might just literally be milk, that it doesn't have the same effect that like cheese does. Because even like looking up keto stuff, like I saw like keto, I saw cheese even being accepted on like as a food. Like I don't think you
Probably
can indulge in
depends
it,
on
but
like
milk is definitely not on there. You
it
know.
depends because everything is made like there's skim milk, 1%, 2%, whole milk,
And with my
there's
mom, I grew up on skim milk, but they don't. Most people in any ice cream shop is never gonna have skim milk. They're gonna have probably whole milk.
yeah, I would
Yeah,
imagine.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it yeah. That and sugar. I mean sugar's a fucking killer, but
Yeah, it is. It is.
um
And normally that's not a big thing for me either, but I guess I do like my little Mexican Cokes and horror like that.
yeah.
But that's probably all gonna be put on the wayside because I'm not ready to die yet. And it was
Right?
one thing to like get big and like, yeah, I tend to have that horrible thing of like, oh, I don't care how I look, which is fine. But once it started changing how I feel, I was like, well, I do care about like not being in pain. And I'm like,
Yeah.
food might taste good, but it don't taste that good. You
Hey,
know?
we'll try to keep each other on track.
Yeah,
I
man.
need a buddy. I need somebody to balance
You're
out.
like, did you yoga today? No. What the fuck?
Right? Dude, that would be very helpful actually.
So here you go.
You and Tomas check on me all the time. I kind of like it.
There you go.
Keeps me in check.
And you repay us by not singing on any of our music. But
Oh, whatever.
just-
Whatever. I have not gotten a track from y'all in forever.
Well, no, see, I'm different now. Let me tell you, don't say that to him because he got tracks ready. Don't say that.
Oh, I've already asked him like 3 times to send me stuff, and he said he would, and he hasn't. So
Then
calling you out.
Maybe he lost faith, man. Maybe
Tomas
he just ain't a
sounds-
believer
maybe
in
not
you.
for
'Cause
good reason. Yeah, I'm a flaky bitch.
Me, like, I'm more like where I am right now. I would be like, look, if you really want to make something, I'd be like, come over. Or the shit's fucking laptop. I could just bring it here, but I'll be like, we're doing it right now.
Yeah.
Whatever you give me, that's it, and then it will be done. Like, I'm not trying to like I mean,
6 month
plan. I'm
yeah.
no, I'm more like, yo, man, like, and that probably comes from me, even though I'm not a jazz musician, during my little like incubator or learn this shit phase, I was just surrounded by jazz musicians. Did you know the Ramones, you know? You did? Danny and Mike Ramones. Those people spoiled me. Did you know that most of the world isn't that good? I don't know if you knew how good they were, but most of the world is not that good.
No.
Those people, like, so they did your track, the Alone track. Yeah. So like, good. Here's an example of their part on the track in that they always like send me the track, send them the track, listen to it 0 times. They show up, they hear the track finally. They're like, okay. They give me like 10 takes or so. And the first 2 or 3 are like them literally learning the song. Let me tell you something, yo. takes 4 through 10, whatever they're gonna give me, they're all 1 take monsters. And so working with those guys during my learning period and then going out to the real world and meeting these other people who are professionals but can't survive 1 take, I keep it internally, but it fucking pisses me off.
Yeah.
Fucking pisses me off because like, yo, those guys still don't even really do it professionally in terms of it being their career, you know?
Yeah.
One of it is because, Daniel had the high school sweetheart, so he chose the family life, so he'll just be probably just a jazz musician for a fun hobby. The other one, Mike, I don't know. I feel like he could totally do it. He just, I mean this in a nice way, but I feel like he also has kind of the Robin mentality in that I think he doesn't want to be the leader, but he also has other passions too. Like that dude's a badass cook, man. And he probably wants to own a restaurant.
That's the hard part of like the musician thing, because you kind of get wrapped up in this mindset of like, once you're in it, like you're in it, and you got to be so like you have to eat, sleep, and breathe music, and you can't do anything else. And like if that's your passion, like, but
it comes more from I think instruments than like let's say something like hip hop, but like. Yo, like a lot of these gods that we tend to look up for these for whatever respective instrument, that's their story. So I think we get it. Like people who made me even want to make music was a band called Dream Theater. You know who they are or not? But they're like, there's these people who went to Berkeley and dropped out because they were too good. They dropped out like semester 1, right? But their story, and I used to love this band, so I know way too many stories from back in the day. But pretty much high school for them, this is high school. This isn't like. This is normal high school. They're not going to a music school. This is just them liking it. 6 hours a day. Like as soon as they got off to sleep, they just every day practicing on their instrument, learning tech. And even right now, like they got like books. These guys are men now, like in their 40s, like with families. and they still like approach that shit like to this precision level of like learning it, and it's hard to maintain that for most people, you know, but they were the truly driven ones, you know.
Damn.
So you see those stories, and sometimes you think, yeah, that's what it takes, and maybe that's what it takes to make that certain godlike level. But if that ain't you, what it ends up doing is it kind of ends up sucking some of the passion out, because you end up jobifying it when it's not a job, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like you see other people living their life, or maybe you have other things, like you do have other things, you know, and it's like, man, is this really all I want to do, you know?
Yeah.
So I know at some point it definitely was all I wanted to do, but I don't know. I don't know if that's it. I'm gonna always create something. I've figured that out.
Yeah,
But
you've done like the most branching out of anybody.
and it's probably gonna keep going. I don't know what I'll be doing.
Well, I think that's
Like
fucking
I love
awesome. Me, I'm like, I feel stuck. I'm like, I'm just like in this
thing.
I feel like the Chuck E. Cheese robot. I mean, it's just like, well, I'm here to work. I do the same shit every fucking day. Like, it's not creative. It's not fulfilling. So yeah, there's
you need to figure out a way how to integrate politics in your life some way, where it's not just you being passionate about it and you somehow, even if it's not a job in the beginning, because like, I can just tell like I think that was some of the most passionate talk you gave me tonight.
Oh, good.
and there's nothing wrong with that, but I mean, like, I feel like even what you were saying, the blow, bleeding heart thing, if you could have even a part of your day have something that's impacting people on some level on any of those issues, like I feel like that would probably shape your mind and all the other things to justify everything else. Like your pie probably just isn't complete, similar to how all of our pies are maybe missing a different slice, you know, or something. I don't know if that pie part made sense, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Oh, it does, yeah.
But 3 things you're thankful for in life.
3 things, not in order.
Yeah, it's done.
1, self-awareness. I would hate to just be like a piece of shit. Like, just fucking coasting, oblivious, selfish. Yeah, I couldn't do that. I'm new to the self-awareness front, but I'm working on it. Making progress.
I'm new to that too, but
I like it. I think it's important. I think everyone needs to practice it. That should be a skill, just like anything else, you know?
These are the things we don't teach in school.
Exactly, yeah. So yeah, I'm definitely thankful for that, because it keeps me in check. I'm thankful for like my network of friends. They keep me grounded. I don't know. My friends are like really good at like knowing what to say and how to say it in the right moments. And that's very helpful to me, because I thrive off of those really personal connections with people. And I think in part, like, because I give so much, like I do kind of expect a lot back in return, and like friendships, just communication wise, and like being able to trust people. And I don't know, it's a big give and take. And so I'm kind of like a needy friend, but it's cool because I have really good friends that will look out for me, and family too. Like friends and family to me is kind of the same. Like I don't have separations for those. Like anyone that I like hang out with or talk to on a regular basis, like I would go out of my way to help them in the same way that I would like help my mom with whatever situation is going on. So I'm glad that I have the network of people that I have, because even though like I'm like single mom status or whatever, like I have it pretty easy compared to some moms.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm not alone. I have to remember that even when I do feel like shit, and even when it's really hard and I've had a horrible day or whatever. Like
great poet Michael Jackson once said, "You are not alone." Do you know that song?
No.
God damn, dude.
Michael. Oh.
I'm gonna. What happened?
Nothing.
I was just saying, like, do you know that
because you said Michael Jackson.
Did I? Is that not his name?
But I heard Michael Jordan.
Let me tell you, they're both the same person. Like in terms of cultural significance and relevance, and
oh
like
my God,
being godlike at what they do, it's the same thing. I was afraid that from your reaction that did you think I said meant Michael J? You know.
No.
MJ
so
is
like
MJ.
I know. But I don't know why. I heard Michael Jordan and I was like, Michael Jordan made songs. My brain just like stopped in that moment. It was like, I don't know where I am right
Michael
now.
Jordan's amazing. Most people don't know that. That man's a superhero.
Jordan?
He saved the world in Space Jam. I mean, like, what other basketball player?
I have Space Jam.
That is a class. Have you seen the Space Jam website that is still active?
What?
From 1996. So it's like on Web 1.0. It's like, it's horrible. It's like,
Wait, I can like get on my laptop?
Yeah.
And there's a Space Jam website?
Yeah.
Can you play games?
No, because I think it's from 1996.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, true.
But what I'm saying is that it's time travel. Like, it looks like they didn't update it for like the times. It's just like, that movie's done. It's just GeoCities. Like, you remember what a GeoCities website looks like? It's old school shit. It's just time travel.
Aren't they remaking Space Jam?
There was always that rumor of putting LeBron in it, but if they are, it hasn't like started or nothing. But they've always said they were. But a lot of movie timeline, like, just because things get greenlit here, it's like until they start getting to this area, they don't really mean that it's ever gonna actually get greenlit, you know. So if it was freaking somehow in a world where I swear that did get greenlit but never happened, Kyrie Irving has a movie coming out. this thing. Do you know who that is or not? He was LeBron's teammate last year, but he got traded. But he made these commercials where he plays an old man and goes to the playground. I wouldn't be surprised if commercial one was real, but after that they got so popular that they're probably staged. But he was just an old man who'd show up and everybody be like, "Old man wants to play," but then he would play because not only is he a young 20 whatever
sprightly fucking,
but he's an NBA young, you know what I mean? Like, so he's just murdering them.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
So he gets a bunch of his old man friends in the movie who are also young NBA players.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, for the purposes of the character, they really are old men. They're not like just these weirdos who have a fetish to dress up like old men. They really are old men. Like, even Shaq's in it with like a headpiece looking old.
That's awesome.
But I don't even remember how I got to that. But yeah.
You were saying he had a movie coming out.
Oh, yeah. But somehow that movie happened, which was just a commercial, and still there's no Space Jam. So I don't think, and it's probably for the best. I mean, we don't need that.
There's too many remakes.
Yeah,
no,
we don't
need the
that.
original Space Jam. That one is golden.
Yeah.
That movie terrified Lily.
Really? Why? It was the monsters scary?
Oh, yeah. And terrified her, which is crazy.
Does she know that Method Man sings one of their songs?
She loves it now.
Okay.
In fact, I think I might have her watch it tomorrow because
so good.
I kind of miss that movie.
It's so good. You should have had it in the background. There was
this whole time.
Yeah, no, one of the.
And then we end the podcast, and then it's like,
not?
if I could see it.
Yeah, one of us, we could both sing it, but I'll sing low so that it still sounds good because you're singing. Do you know that song?
Not on piano. I should learn that one though.
Just never. There will. I'll just.
But
never
also, I'm kind of like #mute R. Kelly. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. You did that Spotify thing where I had to disappoint you and break your heart because he's still on there. He's just not on public playlist. That's it. So.
What a dick.
Did you say 3? Or, I know you said 2 for sure. But
I did say 2. All right, my third one. I guess I'm just thankful I made it this far. Like,
okay.
I have a long way to go. I didn't think like at 18 or 19 heading into college that like this would be the glamorous life that I lived at 29.
Yeah.
I thought my shit was supposed to be together. I was supposed to have a ring on it. It was supposed to be huge. Supposed to be married with like 7
but that
kids.
all comes from that whole institutionalized thinking
totally.
we're talking about.
Yeah.
Like, and I mean this in a nice way because I'm totally glad I met you. But I should have never met you because I should have never been in school, you know. But like, that's what I was fed, you know.
Yeah.
And so,
which is so funny.
Yeah.
Because when I was in school, I was like, I don't want to fucking be here.
Yeah.
I was good at it.
Yeah.
I was excellent at school.
I wasn't, but I mean, like,
I was excellent at it. It was easy for me, and I still. I have memories of being like, why the fuck am I here? Like, what am I doing? This is a waste of my time. I'm not getting anything out of this.
Yeah. I'm very, like, and be interesting, like, we don't even need to go down this because, like, you know, we're trying to wrap it up, but, like, be interesting, curious, like, what will be your thoughts for Lily in college, you know, like, because I feel like my brother, who has, like, he married into the family, so like she had kids already and they had 2 more, so now they have like 4 I think together. So I totally can see him with the way he lived his life, trying to do that stereotype, pushing him into college. And I'm like, I'm very anti-college unless you're doing something STEM or it requires it, you know. But I
Yeah.
mean, to go there because you don't know what you're gonna do, which is like how I ended up
No.
there. Yeah, that's bad.
I'm very I will not push that
Yeah.
on her. I will always push like work before play and getting your shit done and asking questions and researching. And if she asks me a question about what do turtles eat and I don't fucking know, I look it up and
Yeah.
we talk about it together. I'm like, this is what they eat. Oh, this is where that's found.
Yeah.
This is what they look like. And I'm just trying to pass that down to her is like, ask your questions and then figure out what the answers are. But no, I don't think I'll push college the way, and not because it's not important. I'm not saying that higher education isn't, but like you said, like, I think there's certain things that it is important, but like I could have the same job right now that I already have with 0 college credits.
Yeah.
And also, like, I have a lot of friends that do have bachelor's degrees or even master's degrees. I'm making way more than them. My mom works at like a cancer treatment center. I'm making like double her salary.
Damn.
Like, so it's really, it's kind of how you play the game, I guess.
Mm.
I won't push that on her. I want her to do what she wants to do. And I want to like be a good facilitator for her. I don't want to like coerce, but I want to influence. And like, she's really good at art. And so, you know, when I see her start to get restless or just get bored, I'm like, hey, why don't you draw something for me? Or like stuff like that so that I could see kind of where that creativity is going. Or like swim lessons. She really likes it. She's really good at it. Like, I'm not going to push her into a bunch of sports that she might not like. Like, she's really good at swimming. Like, let's ride this out and see how it goes. And I don't know.
I'm always like, now more than ever, man. Like, and I feel like most people think I'm crazy when I say this, but like, because, you know, parents always know what they want for their kid. But I'm always like, man, like in this era, man, like if they got something they good at, let them run wild with it, and maybe even like force them to go mega hard, because then you'll find out if they really like it or not.
Yeah. That's true.
Because almost everything can be careerized right now. And like I'll always meet like the parent who's like, man, all my kid wants to do is play games. Or I'm like, yo, you make him play the shit out of that game to just find out if he's actually good at it. Cause like,
Yeah.
I mean, like, I was telling you about Twitch, and the leader on Twitch right now is this kid called Ninja, and he makes $500K a month from Twitch, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, like, I'm sure you can't really plan for that, but at the same time, you know, like, if he was in an environment that didn't let him play games, like, well, probably be not making money right now, you know?
Yeah.
But right now he's making, like, he probably should never ever have to, unless he's an idiot, he should probably never have to work again in his life just because of that. Just for these couple of months. Who knows how it even lasts, but that's just so much money and it's just examples of all types of weird passions being jobberized right now, you know? So
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I try to do that with her, but we'll see.
where you see yourself 3 years into the future.
Oh shit. I don't know. I do not know. 3 years?
Yeah.
How old will I be? 32 and a half. My hair will be longer. I will have been off of dairy like a while. I will be feeling fab. And then geographically, who knows? Maybe somewhere by a beach. Good weather, good food. I'm learning Spanish right now.
Uh-oh. So you're gonna know more than me at some point.
So I mean, once I like, you know, get my little mastery going, I might try another language. We'll see. Probably Italian. It's like the next closest thing. And then I'll branch out. But no, I think I'm gonna learn some languages and do some traveling and then maybe move. And I don't know.
All right.
I have decided my 30s are gonna be fucking epic. I don't know how, but they're like, I'm already planning. I'm like, it's my 30s. I don't have time for
Stuff
depression.
a legend, yeah.
I don't have time to be like held back or sad or anything. Like, I am going to fucking crush it. And so right now I'm just trying to like
When I get you on episode like 800 or something, and then when you're in your 30s, you're gonna be like, "Yo, Abe, I just skydived yesterday."
Oh my god. Oh yeah, I absolutely want to
in
skydive.
France, in France though, not
Yeah.
like here.
Yeah,
Hey man, San Marcos is right there.
that's true.
You
No,
can
I need
sky-
somebody to go with.
I've never done it before.
I want to because I
don't know
want
if
that
I've ever had
feeling of
that.
like, oh my god, like I want my life to flash before my eyes and to have that realization of like, oh, this is all this shit I've been doing wrong with my life. Like I need that. I need to just get pushed out of a fucking plane. I think that's what I need.
I don't know if I have any demand to do it, but I always felt like I always used to jokingly say like, man, I bet you some girl would probably make me do it, but I probably wouldn't do it.
Oh, I'm gonna do it, and then I'm gonna probably like adventure into some psychedelic therapies. That's a high interest on my list.
Never really been interested in drugs, but DMT always interests me. Because, which is why I even do that meditation, the Wim Hof, because supposedly that one makes you create that stuff right off the bat. Because all that like the psychedelic drugs of they can just force you to do all this self-exploratory stuff, and that stuff interests me. But the drugs for drugs sake never really. But all the psychedelics kind of do. So
Yeah. I might do that. Try to get in there, rattle some shit around.
do it. What is the perfect day?
Perfect day.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, next.
Perfect day. I haven't had one yet. I'll get back to you.
Oh wow, really?
The perfect day?
This is less about asking for the past and more like, what is your definition of a perfect
See, no,
day?
I don't want to put. I don't want those expectations. I just want it to happen. I can't. Like, no. I want the perfect day to be retrospective, where I look back on it, I'm like, holy shit. Like,
Got you.
that was awesome. Because if I put those expectations on it, I'm never going to achieve it.
So it's all right. Sometimes I think the great poet that you don't like, R. Kelly, once said, if I can see it, then I can believe it, right?
Yeah.
I say that jokingly, but a lot of people. So would you say for like your goal setting, can you not? Are you almost like afraid to envision it first, or?
No, not that.
Okay.
I just don't. I don't want to be like. I don't want to put limits on it or like qualify it to only certain things. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be like, the perfect day is X, Y, and Z, but not this. Like, I think the perfect day could be an
because by
accumulation.
defining it, you limit it.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Just by putting a definition on it, to me is like, I feel like the perfect day is accumulation of all sorts of things. It would probably just be like self-care and then what I put into the universe versus in comparison to what I got out of it. Yeah, so much.
I had
stuff.
one guy define his perfect day in 30-minute increments. Like,
Yeah, I could see how that could work.
I was like, it's
Be
funny.
very
'cause
structured.
Yeah, no, at that point, because I was used to people just saying like, hey, I would do this, that, and that. This boy was like, yo, so I wake up at 7:15, I do this. He defined it, and I was like, oh, fuck. Like,
This is going to be a lot.
yeah. Like, he won't do it. He won't do all of it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, of course, like I have like a bucket list. Like I love the beach. I love,
No, but I just meant just a
the
perfect
weather
day.
in the
What is
70s.
a perfect day? Yeah.
I don't want it too hot. I like it when it's overcast. I don't like the sun beating down on my pale skin, low vitamin D.
yeah. I was about to make fun of that.
Yeah. So there's silliness there to be had. But no, there's a lot of.
This is the final one, but it's a 3-parter.
Oh God.
It's called I Like, I Wish, I Wonder. I like that I did. I wish I had done. I wonder what would have happened if. But for just the last year, not your life. Just the last year.
The last year.
Yeah. I like that I did.
Oh God.
Just answer it like that, and then I'll just ask the second and third part. I like that I did.
I like that I brought Lily back closer to her family. That helped her out a lot.
I wish I had done.
I guess that's just like I wish I would have done more self-care stuff. Maybe started it earlier or stayed more focused on it, or maybe not like falling into the self-medicating type of thing.
Yeah.
That probably would have helped a lot.
I wonder what would have happened if.
I wonder what would have happened if I never took a job at Pete's. That was slightly over a year, to be fair.
So, know.
It's about a year and a half. But I wonder what would have happened if I didn't stick with like dueling pianos and I really like took that time to like invest in a completely different thing. Ryan and I could have had that separation where it wasn't like the same house, the same job, living the same exact life day for day for day for day. So yeah, I wonder what would have happened if I created a whole new path.
That was the gauntlet of life questions.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we have artists on here, so this would be the part where I'm like, if you want people to find you online, but I don't know if you want that. So like any links or anything.
I'm not really anywhere except Instagram.
I know. Do you want me to link that? I can or not.
Yeah,
all right, so I'll link that. All right, last words.
The dogs have chilled out.
Yeah, well, that's because you locked them up. I mean,
that's true. They're in cages.
You forced it on them.
I am. I'm. Look at her too. She's like.
I'm surprised it's awake because yeah, she was crashed for a minute. Was. I heard the breathing. It was like Dog Vader or something. But yeah, man, that's it. It's your last words. Dogs are awake.
I said they're chill.
All right, well, that's it, man. Thank you for doing it.
Woo.
Bake
Tomas
that chicken.
Is next.
Oh, he's not next, but you should be. Come on, because he'll probably watch this.
It's like the chat. I think like everybody that's on the pod has to pick their next person that they.
That would be great, but I just don't promise they're gonna agree to that.
Oh no, I'm calling him out. He has to do it.
Do it, man. But yeah, man, bake that chicken, smoke that turkey. Boosh. We out.
Bacon.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yay.